All right. All right. I think we are live. Sorry, I think I messed up and I forgot to put the right stream key. So I kind of beamed this stream to somewhere else, but I think we're good now at this point. All right. How's the audio, guys? How's everything? What is good, everyone? What is good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to the stream, man. That Nintendo Direct was so crazy, was so controversial on both sides, that I had to take a day off so I can gather as much information and I can take a rest for my voice and make videos for you guys, man. It was wild to see. This was either the greatest Direct ever, this is the worst Direct ever, or this was just like, you know, whatever Direct. Obviously, you know, I talked about it before, you know, I discussed multiple things as well when it comes to the Direct. So if you haven't seen my videos, obviously they're there. And if you watch my Nintendo Direct post show, I talk about it there. But man, I am ready to talk about all of this with you guys today. I think it's going to be a blast. Shout outs to Alvin C. Thank you for the 48 months. Joan in tears says, what up, OJ? Glad to see that you need glad to see you. I need some sense to come back to this world. Something fierce. Hey, I appreciate you. All right. Well, we got the playlist going, so we got some good stuff. So shout outs to Alvin, man. Let's see. I always hear people say it's the best Direct, it's the worst Direct. I thought it was really good. Yeah, I mean, but this one I think was a bit crazier because people were, some people were, there's like the 3D Mario people, and like they're like really loud. So it's like it was like them essentially just mad that there wasn't Mario. That's, I mean, they want to act like it wasn't that, but that's really what it was. It's like, I didn't get Mario, so I'm mad, you know. So that's really what it came down to. Shout outs to Streak, or is it Steak? Steak with the Steak with the gifted membership. Thank you so much, Steak, with the gifted membership. To Frost, is it Frostchin? Frost Chico? Yo, thank you. I appreciate the gifted membership from Steak. Thank you so much for that gift, brother. Appreciate that. Let's go ahead and get that on the board here. Thank you for the combos. Let go. Let's go. This is definitely a top 5 Direct, not gonna lie. Twitter was looking Switch 1 with rose-tinted glasses big time. Like you, third parties were never day and date last gen. Yeah, definitely Twitter's looking at, I mean, I think the problem with Twitter is that you have a lot of people, and I think that there's not bad people. Shout out to CBH, thank you for the 2 jewels. They're not bad, but you have a lot of people that are LARPing as gamers. You have a lot of people that get up, go to work, come back, watch anime, watch corn, and like that's all they do. And they might play a game here or there, but they don't really do anything, but they still want to be part of the conversation. But a lot of people actually aren't gamers. And I'm not trying to be mean or anything like that, but that's just really kind of like the factual, like if you look at the people that are saying things, they don't ever post their play stats, they never post what games they're actually like playing, like their progress, they never post their times, but they're on Twitter all the time talking, complaining, and if you look at their profile, it's just like anime, or it's just like, you know, just them talking about movies and TV, stuff that's easily consumable after work. So the large majority of people on Twitter are just really just, you know, casual gamers, but still have the fierce passion for gaming when it comes to talking about it, but they don't actually play video games or know what's going on because they're looking for feelings and reactions and excitement within something, whatever. They're not looking for the quality of all the games. They're looking for, well, I wasn't surprised because somebody said something and I saw it. Not like, oh, we're getting all this cool stuff, I want to play it. It's like, oh, well, I'll play it on another system that you probably won't play it on. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'll play Metaphor on PS5. Bro, nobody bought Metaphor on PS5. Nobody bought Metaphor on anything. It's like, it's on like an install base of like 200 million across PS4, PS5, Xbox One, or Xbox Series and PC, and it sold like 2 million copies. Like, what are you talking about? Not everyone's gonna go buy it on another system. People didn't buy it at all, you know? So it's like, I think that's what really you're dealing with. You're dealing with a lot of people who actually don't like video games that much and don't play video games that much, but talk about video games. I think that's really what it comes down to. Let's see here. Chrono with the 5 says, going through the Digimon demo, really liking it. Also love the Direct. Seeing people reaction to King Box 4 and Ocarina was awesome. Yeah, it was. Now, once again, for the people that are actually legitimate and real fans and play games, I can understand from their standpoint or their point of view. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, there's so many RPGs. I get that. That's why I didn't give it the show name.
On that Direct for a while, and I have to say, best Direct I have seen in a while, because what do we always ask for Xenoblade and Fire Emblem?
Now listen, for me, yes, obviously getting Xenoblade and getting Fire Emblem is phenomenal. You know, it's phenomenal. So For me, it was good. For me, it was good. But I get it for not everybody else. If you're looking for like more shooters, or if you're looking for more, you know, platformers, or if you're looking for more, you know, just something else, right? Then that direct might not have been as good for you, you know? So I understand from that point of view. But what I'm saying, like the people on Twitter that are trying to use the Switch 1, I don't think they remember the Switch 1 Nintendo Directs. Like, I don't think they remember them, because if you go back and you look at them, they're not like I said, I don't have to make like, why is there no third party on Switch 2 videos? Like, the proof is in the pudding, guys. I'm not even just talking just the cap. I covered Nintendo back then. I've been covering Nintendo since the Wii era, since the end of the Wii era. I don't have to make videos explaining third party support on the Nintendo Switch 2 because there's no games. That's literally what I had to do on the Switch. This isn't me just making up cap. This is literally me responding to people that were constantly complaining about no third-party games on Switch 1 and the lack of good games, third-party titles. I made 3 videos over the span of a year and a half. Games started coming in a little bit better after that, but it still wasn't great. But we had enough first-party games to kind of cover by that point, you know? Smash Brothers came out a year and a half after the Switch 1 came out. So it was like, okay, we got Smash Brothers, we got Mario Odyssey, we got Zelda. We do have enough first-party, pretty big first-party stuff. But man, it was barren on the third-party front. And then, like I said, we started to get some AA games, like, you know, Ease 8, Lacrimosa of Donna, stuff like that. But, like, I had to tell people, stop port begging. Why should we be port begging? Like, there was all sorts of like, I went back and I watched all that crap. What's it called? NC Smaster on Twitter. He inspired me to go back and take a look at what people were saying and what I was saying at that time. Because a lot of people have rose-tinted goggles. And I went back and took a look. And dude, it was crazy. Like, it was absolutely wild. Yeah, I did make 3 separate videos. I did have to make, we don't need to port beg. Like, port begging gets us nothing. I made multiple videos because people were just complaining 24/7 about third-party games. Not even getting new games, not getting old games, you know? Like, not even getting like PS3 and 360 ports, you know? From years before the Switch 1 came out. So there's really bad history, because like people are trying to say that it was more exciting to get ports on Switch 1, and that is not true. Like, I think that's categorically not true. Now that I look back and I see what actually came, I don't think that's true. I think that getting stuff like Final Fantasy and Resident Evil Day 1, like stuff that people are actually buying, I think I don't think it's true. I think it's cool to see like Doom or Skyrim, but there wasn't a bunch of excitement around third-party games when it comes to big titles, because there wasn't really many. There wasn't really many at all, and people were complaining. So I had to go back and look, because Twitter's trying to tell you that the Switch 1 was way more exciting to get these games, and it's like, no, they weren't even there. There were none. There were literally 0 day-and-date AAA games, third-party games. You look at the first 3 years of the Switch 1, there were barely any big AAA games just to begin with, even older AAA games. It kind of came in after that. It kind of was like 2020 and after. Let's see here. That's the thing. The biggest complaint is always we heard that there was no third party, the hardware was weak. Now we have the more power in third parties, people complaining. Yeah. Like I said, I think it's just a small sect of Twitter, though. I don't think it's most consumers. I think most consumers that are looking to buy things, I think they're actually excited about a lot of these games. And that's just, like I said, that's my opinion. But I think Twitter thinks that everybody has a PS5, or everybody wants to play on PS5 and PC. And I think that most gamers, like it's the same thing as like when we got like the Switch 2. People said nobody wants to buy it because Twitter was telling us nobody wants to buy it, you know? Young Break!
Xenoblade Genesis trailer has been living in my head rent-free.
Yeah.
So psyched to see what Manila Soft has in store for us. You know that battle system is going to be godlike.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Can you play the final boss Phase 2 theme from Future Redeemed?
Yep, okay, yep. Thank you, Young Break. Thank you for the Young Break! Thank you for the big JoJo. You are the top elite ninja Hokage. And also big love to my man Hey1426 is lucky for Nintendo. Microsoft, Xbox can't help themselves, so feel people forgot about their Mad Direct Play Uncharted theme. I mean, I thought the Xbox Direct was okay. Once again, it's not really, I mean, they had some stuff, but they didn't really have necessarily a bunch of things that I was super excited about. But objectively looking at it, like I think I gave it like a B-. So I thought it was a solid Direct for like Xbox. Like if you're into shooters, if you're into those type of games, I thought it was okay. I thought it was an okay Direct, absolutely. Or okay Xbox Showcase or whatever you want to call it. So shout outs to Young. I'm gonna play some so I'm gonna play your music right now. We got a lot of comments, guys, so I'm trying to keep up and get everything tallied up and totaled. So please stick with me. Or please like I said, just stick with me here. Hang in there. I'm gonna get you guys' comments, so if I haven't answered it yet, or if I haven't read your comment or said what up, don't worry. We're gonna get to everybody here today. It's just there's a lot. So let me go in and let me get this here. Yoshi with the 5 says, I'm now even more excited about Xenoblade Genesis after seeing that Genesis and Xenogears news YouTube video you posted, OJ. Also, engage the enemy song. Yeah, it looks like there's definitely some Xenogears connections in this game, which maybe this might be the game that connects Xenogears to Xenoblade. Like maybe the transition time in between that. It definitely could be that. Or something like that, right? Okay, let's see here. Future Redeemed. Future Redeemed. Phase 2. Phase 2 theme. Alright. Thank you so much. I'm going to get your Uncharted theme as well. So we're going to get that going too. It's okay for them to port bag while it's Nintendo's exclusive though. I know, seriously. Bro, I know. The double standards, the craziness are insane, brother. They're insane. They're insane. Exactly when we did get Switch 1 ports, they were crusty as hell often than not. Yeah, people complain. I had to go back and look. I tried to mitigate things by telling people, hey, look, this is really... And I even made in my video, I was like, listen, at one of my videos, I said this. I forgot which one it was, but I said, guys, listen, this is pretty much a sacrificial lamb generation. We have to support things so that next generation with better hardware is better. It's like Romancing Saga. It's like, you're not going to unlock all the glimmers. You're not going to get everything done in this generation, but don't worry. The next generation will get it done. 225 years. I'm making jokes like only 5 people have played this game here. 225 years later. Now all of a sudden everybody's a lot stronger. You got all these different mastered skills and techniques that can finally take down the 7. But yeah, like it was like a sacrificial generation. It was like we just have to support what we get, and we did. And then now the developers saw that we're serious. So instead of holding back and saying, oh, well, we'll wait, they just started porting. Shift Up didn't waste any time. Remember, that game came out, Stellar Blade came out before the Switch 2 even came out. So
Square Enix and Capcom are all in with Switch 2 for sure.
Yeah.
Also, for what I saw, there's a lot more positive as long you play more than Mario. Long.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for that. So I think that's the thing. Like Shift Up, they can't get Stellar Blade done in like right away because they just got a dev kit, right? They have to learn the system. So it's like they couldn't get the port done any faster. They did it as fast as they probably could, a year to take the port or whatever. They did it as fast as they could, right? So some games, it's just not going to be day one because everything can't launch day one. You gotta layer things. But all the developers were on board from the beginning. Like they were all the Japanese and Asian developers for the most part were all on board from the beginning. So that's why we're getting so many games. The Switch one, it was not there. I had to make videos literally saying, hey guys, it's probably going to be next generation because they see how everything is, then they're going to support from the very beginning. Kind of like how Wii U got a lot of initial support because some developers had confidence in them that the Wii U was going to do well because of the Wii. But after they saw that the Wii U didn't sell, they stopped porting. But if the Wii U continued to sell, we would have continued to get games on the system, So that's kind of how that's basically the logic that I applied to the Switch 1. It's like, hey, we're going to have to just support stuff that comes out, and then and it needs to sell. And then in the next generation, they'll be way more enthusiastic about porting things, and we won't have to beg. We don't have to port beg for anything. So that's the cool thing about Switch 2. We really haven't had to port beg at all for anything. Like Kingdom Hearts, we don't got to port beg for that. They just did it. Like Final Fantasy, we don't got to port beg for that. They just did it. All these games that are coming, they just did it. We don't got to port beg for anything because that's the sales, right? That's the sales and people actually buying games. Hey, with the $2 is I was talking about the Xbox layoffs not showcase. Oh yeah. Microsoft's in trouble. I made a video on that. Yeah, Microsoft's in trouble. I made a video on that one. Surprised that you made Ocarina of Time video before Xenoblade one. I wanted to get the Ocarina of Time video out first because it's the least amount that I can talk about it. Xenoblade, I can talk about it way more, so I knew that I was going to make multiple Xenoblade videos, which I've already made 2. So that's the reason why I did Ocarina first. And Ocarina, obviously, it's the biggest game, so get the biggest game in and out of the way, and then you can focus on the other games. So I'm kind of going Ocarina, Xenoblade, and then I'm on Fire Emblem. So I'm going to make a Fire Emblem video. probably for tomorrow. Maybe a couple Fire Emblem videos. So we'll see. So it should be good. Should be good. But yeah, I think that maybe surprised some people too, Kinesis. Massive third-party support for Switch 2 has haters pissing their pants. Yeah, man. Like I think some of it's a psyop too. I think some of it's just like psycho PlayStation fans that are angry that Switch 2 is getting like support, whereas like Switch 1 didn't get anything like this early. So I think that's it too. And like they're getting day and date, they're getting reveals taken away from them. So I think some of it is like schizo PlayStation fans like LARPing as Nintendo fans. I think there's some of that too on Twitter and things. So yeah, that's just my personal opinion. I can't prove it. Says only Atlas seems to drag their feet. Atlas, it's not that they're dragging their feet, it's just that they're behind. They're a little behind on schedule, on the schedule, and they wanted to get Metaphor out first. So I have some information on that. I did some digging. I think somebody there saw my video. I don't know. But I was able to get some information. They're definitely doing Persona 4 Persona 4 Revival and Persona 6. They just didn't want that to overshadow Metaphor. They're actually hopefully banking on Metaphor doing well on Switch 2. So they just wanted to get Metaphor out first, and then of course we're gonna get the announcement of Persona. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Persona announced for Switch 2 randomly on Twitter at some point, or on at a Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase or something like that, like later. Let's see here. Switch After Dark with the big $20 dono. What up, Zoo? It's just good stuff for me. Liza P, Orbitals, Miramasa, Xenoblade Genesis, but most of it was keycard trash. May as well not exist. Fire Emblem being sent out to die in GTA 6's Shadow at $80 and $500 console, and no Mario. Well, I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, I see what you're saying with the keycard stuff. I get that, but Fire Emblem is September, so September, October, November. So Fire Emblem is a good 2 months before GTA. So I don't know how it's gonna be in GTA Shadow. I mean, if it was maybe late October or November, then I'd say, okay, I see what you're talking about. But Fire Emblem is September 17th, so it's definitely multiple months, or it's 2 months plus before GTA. But also, Fire Emblem is also $70. It's not $80. Because right now on Amazon and on Walmart, if you do the pre-order, you can get it for $70. Obviously, you don't do digital, but digital at $70, but they price matched it, the physical, for $70. So if you want it, you can get it for $70 on there. So yeah, right now, like I actually saw it today. Amazon and Walmart both have Fire Emblem for $70. So at least the pre-orders, if you want to get it, get it. But yeah, it's well before GTA, so I don't think that should be a problem, Let's see here. Eddie still isn't gonna die. No, it's not, because everyone's like, a lot of Fire Emblem fans are gonna buy the special edition. But even if you think that the 80's too much, I mean, you can just do it the 70, the digital. So I mean, it's gonna be a beefy game. But I don't like the 80 though. When I make my Fire Emblem video, I'm definitely gonna rant on that, which I talked about it in my Twitter post. I don't like it, and that's why I said optics-wise, it looks terrible optics-wise. Can you get it for cheaper than that? Of course you can get it for cheaper than that. Will there be retailers that price match it? Of course they will. Will Best Buy price? Yes, they will, before launch. But still, the optics look bad. The optics look bad. I mean, is the game gonna be worth every penny? Yes, it's gonna be worth every single penny. You have 4 routes. It's gonna be a massive game. It's gonna be worth it, but I still don't like the optics though. I don't like it. Because once again, Nintendo said, oh, we didn't raise the price of physical. Yeah, technically they didn't, because they never said they weren't going to have any other games that were 80, because Mario Kart was already 80. And they did give you a $70 version of the game. So theoretically, they didn't lie. But still, optics-wise, people say, wait a minute, no, you did, or it looks bad. So that's the reason why, and I said that on the Spawncast. I was like, we got to wait and see for Fire Emblem. So yeah, anyway, yeah, so that's my thought on that. But yeah, I'll talk about it more in my video as well, because like I'm not going to let them off the hook for that, because like I said, I don't think it looks good optics. That may have been the best Direct I've ever seen. I've been watching it many times, and I think the Switch is going to be my third-party box. I think there's going to be a lot of people, considering how expensive things are these days, I think there's going to be a lot of people who do opt to make Switch 2 their primary system. I think there's going to be, I think that. Now, I know that sounds crazy. If you go on Twitter, that sounds crazy, but I don't know, man. With all these announcements, I think that there's definitely gonna be people that opt just for like the convenience of Switch 2. Like, hey, I can get it in good enough quality, Thank you, Switch After Dark, man. Thank you so much for the big $20. You know the new Hokage and stream ninja. Anybody does 20 or more, you can type or bid up, my man. Switch After Dark. Also, Splishy Combo with the 5 says, what up, chat? I'm glad to see more players will be able to experience Metaphor Refantazio, and thank God for FE Fortune's Weave pre-order not releasing with GTA. Yes, it's not. It's far away from GTA. It's not too close. It's okay. Although September is crazy though. Like there's a lot of games in September. September it's like loaded with games. Like so many games in September. So but Fire Emblem has its own unique audience. It has its own unique, built-in audience that are gonna buy the game. Says thank you for Fire Emblem pricing deal, and yes, it's going to be a massive game. Personally, if X game gives me one massive game, I give credit that most other games. Yeah. Let's see. Jazzy says that direct was really solid. Didn't expect new Xenoblade. I didn't expect that, man. That was my biggest pop off was new Xenoblade. Or Xenoblade. The updates, all the updates to the Xenoblade games. Kingdom Hearts, Ocarina of Time, of course, getting Ocarina and getting that, confirming that for 2026. Obviously confirming that it's not a 3DS port, because people were trying to say that it was going to be a 3DS port. So those are like the biggest things for me. All the Kingdom Hearts stuff, everything the Kingdom Hearts stuff was good. No more cloud version BS. Stellar Blade was a good announcement. Devil May Cry was a good announcement. Metaphor, obviously good announcement. Like all the RPG and action game stuff, like even like Dragon's Dogma, like that's a game that I'll pick up like when it's cheap as hell on Switch too. Like I'm not gonna buy it right away. Maybe I'll get a review code, but that's a game that I'll probably pick up like when it's cheap. So it's just like it's cool to get like, okay, we're getting all those games from like 2023, 2024, 2025 that missed out on Switch because like the system wasn't out yet, or they're still developing it, they're still working on the port. So get us all that crap too. Like I don't want that stuff to not be there. You don't have to play everything day one. I mean, a lot of people didn't play those games day one, obviously, so they can play them on Switch too if you want to play them on there. I think the next direct will be the mini partner showcase, and it'll happen after the Splatoon Raiders direct. Other third-party games will show up in that mini partner showcase.
I'm officially just playing on Switch too because I play mostly Japan third-party games and only 1 or 2 Western games. I just can't give up portability.
Yeah, and like not everybody cares about portability. Some people do, some people don't. But I mean, I think a lot of people do. Obviously, a lot of people do. All right, let's get the Uncharted music here. Uncharted music. I'm behind on music, of course. I'm trying to keep up with everything. Sorry about that, guys. All right. What's up, LG? Do you think we can get a 2D Donkey Kong game at some point? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we will. I also don't get the DK Bonanza Mario 40th crap. That's supposed to entice people to buy the DLC Emerald Rush. It's literally just a skin with a few Mario assets. It's just talking about DK, so it's just giving people another reason to jump back into Donkey Kong Bonanza. That's it. It's not anything super crazy. I mean, they didn't spend too much time on it either. Let's see here. Honestly, as a new customer, I would buy a Switch 2 or PS5. The price selection go up for Switch 2 for most casuals. I mean, obviously, yeah, PS5 is like $100 more than a Switch 2 even after the price increase. So, I mean, I think there's going to be people that opt for Switch 2. But once again, we have to wait and see, but I think that's going to be the case. Canada got the same price as the US, it just looks different in tax. Okay, yeah, I feel you. Sup, OJ, do you think we'll get... Okay, I already read that, my bad. September is the best time for gaming. I'm kind of, based, because it's a cool birthday. Okay, nice, let's go. Did you play Yoshi request for Engage the Enemy, in the queue? Okay, let me put that in there. Somebody keep track of my music. Engage the enemy next. Engage the enemy. Enemy. We'll play that next, alright? Sorry about that. We got the Uncharted music. Well, we'll play this for about maybe 3 minutes because it combined Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, all the Nathan Drake's themes. So we'll just probably play just like the first one. Alright, let's see. I remember Resident Evil Cloud. Yeah, we got Resident Evil Cloud versions. Now we're getting Resident Evil Veronica day one. Like, there's no universe in which Switch 1 ports were more exciting. I'm sorry. There's just... Don't get me wrong. It was cool to see Skyrim. It was cool to see Doom. But there's no universe that like, Alien Isolation 2, Resident Evil Code Veronica, stuff like Resident Evil Requiem, Pragmata, Onimusha, Stellar Blade, Kingdom Hearts 4, Final Fantasy VII Revelation. There's no universe in which Switch 1 was more exciting. I'm sorry. I went back and looked, and there's no universe. That is not true. I do not think that is true. Like I said, and shout outs to NC Smash. I hope he doesn't get upset at me bringing this up as a topic, because, he said this on there. But that is just a false... It's just not a real thing. Now, here's what I think. Once again, here's what I actually think. There are people who don't like playing on Switch 2. They don't, or they just play on PS5. And those are also like PlayStation 5 and Nintendo fans, and maybe they just only have a Switch 2 for, you know, for first party, or they just don't care about portability. I think for them, maybe that was it. You know, it was it for them. But for most people, it's not more exciting, because people were complaining like crazy. People were complaining like crazy, and you can't even find games. I went back and I looked through all of the Nintendo Directs for 2017, all the Nintendo Directs for 2018, and there's really no actual real AAA games. Like, there's only like a few. There's like Wolfenstein, there's Doom 2016, there's Skyrim. I mean, are you gonna count like FIFA? There's FIFA, but it was like the last gen version of FIFA. There's really no actual real AAA games, like any good amount. So I don't know what people were actually excited about, which is why I made the videos that I made. Yeah, okay, Diablo 3, which is, once again, that's a PS3 360/PS4, you know, game. I mean, that game came out in 2012. So there wasn't really a lot to get excited about, which is why I made 3 videos explaining third-party support on the Nintendo Switch 1. That's why I made so many videos, because people were not excited about a lot of stuff. Because people actually were not excited about a lot of stuff. They were not excited. The Wii U wishes it could get these games. It really does. I enjoy the Direct overall. There were a lot of RPGs, which is kind of overwhelming, but it's so good. Yeah, and I agree. That's why I didn't give the show an A, because there was so many, maybe even too many RPGs. But once again, I'm not gonna knock that. You know, I'm not gonna knock it for my own personal rating. But I get that. You know, that's why I gave it kind of like a B, just like a solid B. My own personal rating, like looking at it just like what I like, it was an A. It was like an A+, because I got Zelda, I got Xenoblade, I didn't expect Xenoblade. And you guys know me, I love Xenoblade. So we're getting Fire Emblem and we're getting Xenoblade. And we're getting Fire Emblem right around where I thought we're gonna get it. Mid-September. I said August or September, boom, mid-September. So I'm down with that, you know? I'm down with that. Let's see here. I've been begging for native Kingdom Hearts Switch ports for years. I know, and I've been right there with you saying that they should do that. And remember, I made a video a few weeks ago saying that they're probably gonna port native to the Switch 2, because the cloud versions got removed. The demos got removed. So I'm like, wait a minute, why are they removing the demos? Oh, they're getting ready for the native versions of the games. And that's exactly what happened. I made a video on that. So let's see here. This direct for me, I'm fried and cooked. Yeah, your wallet's cooked, dude. Doom 2016 and Witcher 3 were the most notable third-party games on Switch 1 due to graphical complexities, but I'm tired of Miracle Port. Switch 2 doesn't need that anymore. Yeah, I know Witcher 3 was kind of crazy. People didn't think that was, and maybe that was exciting, but I think the problem is it's always excited, and then you start playing the game. Then it's no longer exciting. The Witcher 3 was exciting until you start playing it, and it's blurry. I mean, people talk about Switch 2 ports all being blurry. Bro, it's blurry, it's bad frame rate, it's just... and I have the Witcher 3, but the excitement immediately disappears. Whereas I think with Switch 2, that does not disappear. That does not... Like, when you play the game, like, oh, this is actually a decent port of the game. It actually runs well enough. Like, oh, I can play it anywhere that I want. It's more in line with the PS5 and Xbox Series, or way better than a PS4, whereas the Switch 1 was clearly, far less than a PS4. Like, it was very apparent that it was nowhere near a PS4. At least with Switch 2, PS4 is more capable, right? So Switch 2 is above that, you know? So I think that's the problem with, like, Witcher 3 or, like, Doom or, like, Mortal Kombat 1. It's like, oh, it's exciting till you actually play it. And that's why I say these ports, for me at least, are more exciting, because the Switch 2 is a more capable system, and we're getting better quality games. I mean, no offense to Witcher 3, it's a great game in its own right, but as a Western game, graphics and all that are a big part of it. Kingdom Hearts is going to be a much better game, for me. I think that Final Fantasy Revelation is going to be a better game, for me. I think that the stuff that we're getting, Stellar Blade, I played Stellar Blade, that's going to be better for me. Metaphor, better for me. Like, the ports that are coming down are better for I think they're better games, and they're just gonna be better for the audience that plays on Switch. Like, Witcher 3 is not super exciting outside of some type of fluff piece for people on Twitter or for people online saying, oh, see, I told you, which, heck, I think I did that, you know? Like, if they want to port games, they can, but, you know, I had to tell people constantly, like, yeah, like Switch is cool, but the developers have to break their back to port games over, because I would have people constantly come in here and ask me, why isn't this here? Why isn't this here? Why isn't this here? Well, I talked to developers, and that's what they told me. Switch is good, but in order to get these big AAA games over, it's not a seamless process. Switch 2 seems a bit more seamless because of the RAM, because of the power of the system, because of the architecture, what it can do, the DLSS. It can really help out more than what Switch 1 could ever do. So that was the reason why there was just basically no third-party games on Switch 2, like no current. There was like a lot of 360 and PS3 stuff, but there wasn't like a lot of current like PS4, Xbox One, or PS5 games, like big AAA titles. As a Xenoblade fan, it was the best direct ever. The only thing I wish announced on Switch 2 was Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Hopefully that it gets announced in September direct. I think they're gonna announce that later. I think that one I think is coming. I think it's coming for sure. I think maybe that's another RPG. That's another RPG. The RPGs were insane. So yeah, man. I mean, we'll see though. We will see.
Can we talk about the HD 2D Final Fantasy? It looks so good.
Yeah.
Also, it's impressive how fast Switch 2 is getting big third-party games.
Yeah, the HD 2D, I still haven't talked about that. I'm going to talk about it in a separate video with Kingdom Hearts. I'm going to combine like Square Enix stuff all together and clickbait it, you know, like with the title. That might make some people mad. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about it. And, you know, it looks good. That Final Fantasy game looks like it's an adapted mobile game. But Square Enix says that it's not really that. They did like a lot of work to it. But yeah, it looks really good. It looks fun. HD 2D Final Fantasy, let's go, you know? What do you think about Ocarina of Time teaser trailer? I think that it confirmed something that people were trying to doubt. That it was going to be a full head-on remake. A full graphical beast of a remake. So I'm glad that it did that. Now, obviously, it would have been great if they showed us maybe a little bit more. But I know that the fact that they showed us so little and then they confirmed it for 2026 tells me there's a Zelda 40th Anniversary Direct coming up. There's a Zelda 40th Anniversary Direct coming up, and I think it's going to be massive. They're going to go over all the changes, and it also tells me that there's big changes to the gameplay. It's not just Ocarina of Time with way better graphics. It's not that. It's actually going to be, I think, a reimagining make. Think somewhere between like Resident Evil 4 and Final Fantasy 7 Remake. But obviously not split into multiple parts, but like Resident Evil 4. But changes of gameplay mechanics, like changes of gameplay style. Jazzy with the 5 says, LOL, when some publishers want Nintendo fans to port beg during the Switch 1, now they're making it happen, ride the wave. That's what I'm saying. Like, people don't remember that stuff. I remember it, but a lot of people don't remember that stuff. So, I'll be honest, man, it's a little bit disheartening to see some people, especially people that I thought that were actually fans and, like, wanted to play games. It's a little bit disheartening after what happened with the Switch 1 to sit there and say, oh, well, I don't care. It's like, what did we fight for? Like, what did we go through all that for? People just forget things. I don't know. Maybe I'm old and I was covering games. Like, a lot of people back then were in school. You know, if you're in your 30s, obviously you were in your, you know, you might have been, like, if you're in, like, your early 30s, right? Back then, you know, you were, you know, a teenager, right? Or you were just becoming, like, 20 years old. So you might not remember everything. You were focused on other things. Or if you're 20-something right now and you were a teen, so you weren't focused on all that type of stuff, but I was there because I'm old. So, like, I saw what people were saying. I had to go back and refresh my memory because I saw people, like I said, people that I respect, people that are big on Twitter, people that I see, you know, that have been around for a while, you know, and you would think that they would be appreciative of that, considering what happened with the Switch 1. But now they're trying to paint it like the Switch 1 had all of these ports in the first year or 2 years that were like, oh my God, this is the crazy, and it came one after another. And that wasn't it. That's not true. That's not. I'm not even trying to cap. I'm not even trying to, you know, just basically like, I'm not trying to cap. Like, that is false. It is a false. I think people are looking at the totality of the Switch library and a lot of the ports that came over, like, eventually. But the first few years, no, it wasn't one after another. Especially the first couple years, it really wasn't. There was nothing. It was smaller games. It was AA games here and there. I mean, the best games were like Disgaea, you know, Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Dana. Japanese developers were not. Japanese developers put nothing. Square Enix put 0 AAA games on the Switch 1 out. The whole generation. Like, Square Enix did not put a single AAA game, like major big AAA game, on the Switch 1 that I can think of that wasn't you know, I can't think of anything. Like, they didn't put a single thing out. They didn't put a single thing out. Capcom didn't really put anything out. I mean, they put some stuff. They put Monster Hunter, but they didn't put any of their big PS4 and Xbox One and like Devil May Cry. Like, they didn't put any of their big current gen PS4 or PS5 games on Switch 1. There was really nothing. It was all either older stuff or like Monster Hunter, like a specific Monster Hunter, you know? For example, Monster Hunter World. That did not come to Switch 1. Monster Hunter Wilds, the current generation Monster Hunter, coming to Switch 2. See, that's the big difference right there, even like with Capcom. But yeah, it's a shame, man. It's a shame. It's a shame. I think there's definitely some rose-tinted goggles going on right now, you know? I will say that it's not expecting Kingdom Hearts 4 to come to Switch 2. Also, I'll finally get to play Xenoblade Definitive Edition like you suggested to start. I expected Kingdom Hearts 4 to come to Switch 2 because Square Enix was hell-bent on making sure that multi-platform, anything Square Enix, you should just assume that it's going to be on Switch 2. They have, and I'm going to make my video, I'll describe it more, but Square Enix has absolutely ditched Sony. They've kicked them to the curb. They are putting, and I don't mean that as they're not going to put out their games on there. Obviously, they're going to put out their games on there. Obviously, PS5 is going to be lead platform. But Square Enix is no longer using Sony as their sole driver for marketing. They used to always use Sony, show stuff only at Sony events. Nintendo would get like the Octopath or stuff like the smaller things. But now Square Enix is trusting Nintendo with some of their biggest stuff. With Kingdom Hearts, Kingdom Hearts has been associated with PlayStation for decades. So to get the re-reveal of gameplay the first time at any presentation, to get that at a Nintendo event, that is wild. That is absolutely wild. Steve with the 5 says, "Sup, OJ? At first, I didn't really like the art direction for Ocarina, but it's really grown on me. Reminds me of Kenna's art style. Wait till we actually get more footage of the game, and I think that's when it's going to like really grow on people. Remember with Star Fox, everyone's saying that it looked terrible. People played the demo. Oh my gosh, the cutscenes, the animations, everything's flowing together. You know, so yeah." And yeah, comment here from Vicious Firearms, and he says, "Yeah, I remember that was one of my my complaints. The first couple of years were kind of rough, but the end we're eating good." Yeah, and even then, that eating good wasn't really eating good. Some of those, I mean, like Doom Eternal was just, it was alright. The eating good was like, some of the food was like cold, or like somebody took a bite out of it. It should be an S tier just because Genesis reveal, first gameplay reveal for Kingdom Hearts 4 and Ocarina reveal. That's a power play no other console can do. Exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. For me, it was an S tier direct. My own personal, like my own RPG Nintendo loving self. Like, I love RPGs. I love Nintendo. So for me, it was an S tier. But if you're like let's say like a RGT who does not like RPGs, who LARPs liking RPGs, like for him, that's probably a terrible direct. You know, that was probably awful because he wants to see more of like, you know, like the Nintendo, like the Marios and like the the racing games and like the shooting games, like, oh, bring back, you know, like Geist or something like that, right? So for other people that like maybe different styles of games, it wasn't as good, and that's okay. Like,
oh, I need to comment on Star Fox. The demo was so good I wanted to keep playing.
Yeah, Star Fox is butter. It feels it feels so smooth. It feels so much better than the N64 version. It's crazy. Thank you, Justin, for another 3, man. I appreciate that. Kingdom Hearts 4 is basically their RE9 was for last direct, huge AAA third party. Yeah, and that's something that I talked about, right? We discussed that on the stream. I said that Nintendo's going to try to get, at every big direct, they're going to try to get some game that we didn't think that was coming to Switch 2 at launch. They're going to get that happening. I would not be surprised if Nintendo's, some of Nintendo's teams are working on those. So, what's the team? The Bandai Namco studio that they purchased? Singapore, Nintendo Singapore, and Shiver. I would not be surprised if Bandai Namco Singapore was actually helping out with Kingdom Hearts or helping out with some of these big Japanese or Asian games that are coming over. Let's see here. Onimusha on Switch 2 has the motion controls. I think that's the coolest version to play. Let's see how the motion controls work, though. But yeah, that could be cool. As part of me feels like Summer Games Fest and Xbox had a better showings, but the direct wasn't far from those. You know what? And like I said, it depends on what you like, right? if you look at Summer Games Fest, what do you feel was the best games from Summer Games Fest? Like, list whatever you feel like the best games were Summer Games Fest, right? You kind of have to lay it out. I look at the Xbox show, and it's like, yeah, it's cool, but like, what's for me? Like, Clock Tower Revolution, that's not for me. Gears of War, it's not for me. But for other people, it's for them. Then I'm looking at the other stuff from the Xbox showcase. I'm like, okay, well, what else? I mean, Persona 4 Revival, okay, cool. That looks good. Showed it before, but that looks cool. Persona 6, okay, that's great. It's gonna be multi-platform, that's great. But like, what else? You know what I'm saying? Like, what else was there? And there was some good stuff, don't get me wrong, but like, I'm struggling to see what I'm actually gonna buy. Fable, I think I'm gonna get Fable. I've seen a lot of it now, and I don't know if I like Fable, but I think it's gonna be a good game. So regardless if I like it or not, I think it's gonna be a good game. Summer Games Fest, I don't even remember what I'm gonna get. They had Resident Evil Revelations at the end, or sorry, Final Fantasy. I keep on saying Resident Evil Revelations. Final Fantasy VII Revelation, and then they also had Code Veronica. Those are also great. You know, those are next year. But I'm thinking, what was announced at the Summer Games Fest that's going to be this year? That's going to be awesome. That I'm going to be playing. Like, so if somebody can refresh my memory, let me know. Like, what are all the cool games announced at Summer Games Fest for this year that I'm hyped about? Like, there's a lot of stuff that Nintendo showed that's going to be for this year that I'm going to be able to play soon. Fire Emblem, you know, obviously they already showed Splatoon, but whatever. Splatoon, Nintendo Switch Sports, Ocarina Remake, Dustbloods, whatever the case is, right? So what were all the stuff this year? We also got like the Miramasa drop. We got Kingdom Hearts 4. I mean, there's just like a lot, right? Knicks are winning the championship. He doesn't have to worry about that anymore. When they erased a 30-point deficit to win the last game. The Spurs are chokers. FF Renaissance is keycard on Switch 2. Yeah, I think there is a digital upgrade, or there's an upgrade from the Switch 1 version of the game. Let's see. There wasn't a lot of heat in some. No, I think there was a lot of heat. I just don't remember what was. I just don't remember what was like the big games that are coming out this year. You know. RHD acts like the direct wasn't exciting for anyone. LOL. As if what he thinks is everyone should think. Thank you, OG, for trying to have a grander. I mean, like I said, once again, if you're into shooters or racers and Western style games, the Summer Game Fest and the Xbox show was for you. If you're into RPGs and more stuff like that, then it wasn't for you. That's why I say, like, that's why we make jokes. Like, me and RGT, like, I'm like, you're not a real Xenoblade fan. You don't actually like the series. And I think this proves it, right? Brand new Xenoblade game. I don't think he cares about Xenoblade Genesis. I don't think he cares at all about Xenoblade Genesis. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you've got to, people like what they like, and that's okay. People are different. There's nothing wrong with that. And you're allowed to say, I don't like the show. I thought it was terrible. But once again, there's also going to be people that obviously feel differently. You announce Kingdom Hearts. You announce, you know, a new Final Fantasy game. You announce Zelda Ocarina of Time. You announce, you know, Miramasa. You announce like all these different games. Fire Emblem release date. Huge game. Massive 4 different paths. I mean, it's wild, right? So you announce all that type of stuff. You know, you're going to get people. There's obviously going to be people that are going to be excited about that, you know? So, says, let's say Xbox was cooking. Yeah, like I said, I just don't know what I'm going to be buying from them, you know? So I'm pretty sure, yes, it was good. It was definitely good. I watched the show, but it's just not my style of game. You guys know I'm more of a weeb. So Dustblood's December or delayed. No, it's not December, and no, it's not delayed. They reconfirmed it for 2026 in the direct, and they also said that there was going to be a tech test this summer. So no, I don't know why you're saying that. Let's see. Luxon had a really good Xenoblade Genesis video. Also, people have already found the party members just by combining the trailer. It looks like we have at least 6 members. Yeah, I did start to watch Luxon's video, but it's an hour 46 minutes long, so I fell asleep while watching it last night. Let's see. Finally playing Star Fox demo. Loving all these extra cutscenes. Add so much. Even the level stuff lore. Have to dig up. Yeah, man, it's pretty good. Dustblood somehow showed less than the first trailer. Network test confirmed, though. That's true. Network test confirmed, which is good. But yeah, they showed even less. Although the first trailer is just weird. It's like a lot of people just looking. But the second trailer is just even weirder at times. But yeah, at least you got the network test confirmed, you know. Let's see here. Maybe Phantom Zero, OJ, but I agree. The other ones were good. Nintendo spoke personally more about my style of gaming. Phantom Zero? I don't remember what Phantom Zero is. See, that's my problem. I forget a lot of the games that were announced and stuff, you know? Switch Sports was one of my favorite announcements for the Nintendo Direct. That was actually a funny one because of the thumb wrestling thing. People got really mad at that segment. But I don't think people realize that Nintendo Switch Sports sold 18 million units plus. So I saw one tweet from someone, "Oh man, Nintendo's crazy. They move on from one of their biggest franchises, Xenoblade, to thumb wrestling." And I'm like, dude, Xenoblade, I love Xenoblade. It's awesome. But it is by no means one of their biggest franchises. It's actually, out of all their like big games that you can talk about, Xenoblade's one of the smallest games that they have that they currently like support. Like almost everything sells better than that. Like let's just go over all of Nintendo's big games, right? Pokemon, Zelda, Mario, Fire Emblem. You can just go down the list. Nintendo Switch Sports or Wii Sports, their fitness stuff. Just think of almost every single franchise Nintendo has. Like, and then Xenoblade sells worse than that. Like all of their currently supported franchises. Xenoblade's like at the bottom of the list. Now, does it do well? Is it efficient and does it make money? Yes. Xenoblade makes money because Xenoblade fans are crazy. We'll buy multiple copies of the game, we'll buy special editions, we'll buy merch, we'll buy, DLC, we'll rebuy the games again on Switch 2, we'll buy upgrade packs. So it's financially feasible to continue to support it, right? But when it comes to actual sales and popularity, Xenoblade is at the bottom of the currently supported big Nintendo games that we get somewhat normal, right? So yeah, it's at the bottom of it. No Xenoblade game has officially cracked 3 million. The best-selling Xenoblade game is Xenoblade 2, and Xenoblade 2, like, it's probably above 3 million, but we don't have any official numbers. But I mean, the last time that we got numbers, it was like 2 point something million. So I mean, that's good for Xenoblade. I mean, they made that with 40 people in like a year and a half or something like that. It was a very short development period, and they've pretty much sold it at near full price, and they've gotten so much from Torna. So if you include Xenoblade 2 and Torna, you're probably looking at 3 million units plus, right? So that's good for the budget and for the style of the game. But that's obviously not one of Nintendo's biggest franchises, right? I mean, Luigi's Mansion, I mean, it goes on and on about how many franchises sell better than Xenoblade. Kirby does better. There's just an assortment that Nintendo still currently supports that does better than Xenoblade. It's near the bottom. That doesn't mean it's not making money. It just means that it's just not as popular as all the other stuff. Metroid, even lower than Metroid Dread. Yes. We have an official confirmation that Metroid Dread is above it at this point. So Metroid Dread has outsold it from what we know. Now, once again, those are old numbers. Metroid Dread might be around the same, but honestly, Metroid and Xenoblade are around the same. They're like somewhat equal when it comes to their popularity. Sales numbers. Metroid is probably more popular when it comes to just overall. Samus Aran is more popular, and the Metroid franchise because it's been around way longer. But they're about equal, to be honest. Captain Kingston with the $5 donut says, "Do you think all the DLC will be on the cart for Xenoblade 2 Switch 2 editions?" I don't know if they are. There's been varying levels of reports that they are and they aren't, so I don't know. So yeah, I'm not sure. Xenoblade Definitive Edition does have the extra chapter on there though, so that already comes built in. With you, my question: how come we don't get Mario Kart World DLC? When do you think we'll get Mario Odyssey 2? Well, that's already been leaked, Arash. So the leaks already say that there's no Mario Odyssey 2. So I don't know why you're assuming that it's just Mario Odyssey 2. The new 3D Mario is next year. When it comes to Mario Kart World DLC, we probably could see that next year too. We can maybe see an announcement this year and it comes out next year. So yeah. Monolith Soft will charge $100 for Xenoblade Genesis, and I'll be there day one without a complaint. I'll be honest, they can charge pretty much any price, but I don't want them to charge pretty much any price. I don't want that. Thank you, Captain Kingston. Thank you for the 5. Third-party support was awesome on Switch 2 for first-party big hitters. Miyamoto said a few years back that its goal to release at least 30 million selling once every 3 years. People forget. Yeah, that's going to be tough to do in the Switch 2 era, to be honest, but we'll see. I think Ocarina of Time, depending on how good that is, the next 3D Mario can maybe do that. But it depends on how good the Switch 2 sells, But I think he said 20 million. I don't think he said 30. I think he said 20 million. Deported Slim with the 5 says, Direct was great. Fanboys have unrealistic DSP-like expectations. No one was expecting Kingdom Hearts. I do think Nintendo might run up run up on Nate though. Nintendo might run up on them, run up with the shoddy. Oh man, that would not be good. That would not be good. Nate, watch out, man. Watch your back. Nintendo's coming for you. The Nintendo ninjas are gonna find out who you are and where you're at. Thank you for the $5, Deported. I appreciate that. Combo breaks. Let's see. You excited for potential for Dungeons for Fortune's Weave? I'm excited for everything with Fortune's Weave. I got to analyze the trailer again tonight, though. I wish I would have done the work today because I haven't recorded anything, but I'm going to be tired tonight, but that's okay. I'm going to do some more work tonight. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to write down some bullet points of what I really like about it, and then I'll make a video, so I'll discuss it more when I analyze the trailer again. Can you play Legend of Dragoon music? Yeah, I can. Menu theme, you said? Legend of Dragoon menu theme. Menu theme. All right. Thank you guys for the support, like always. Shout out to Captain. I just got my Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave Collector's Edition from GameStop. Well, you got your reservation for it. No one thought Mario Kart 8 Deluxe would get DLC, and it did. That's true. Nobody thought that, and it did get it. So I think that eventually you'll get it. I hope that devs from companies that weren't giving enough resources for Switch 2 development, like Atlas, Bandai, Konami, EA, can see what other companies are doing. It's not that they're not giving enough resources. They're just trying to catch up at this point, Oscar. So I don't think there's not enough resources. They have resources. They have resources. Let's see here. What's messed up is that I am still working on Metaphor Fantasio for PS5, and then they have to announce a Switch 2 version. I was like, oh, of course, you tell me. Well, the thing about it, though, that's your fault, though. Metaphor Fantasio came out, like, it's going on 2 years ago now, so you gotta get cooking on those. If it's like a big JRPG, guys, don't ever let those get into your backlog, because if you let those get into your backlog, you're cooked. You're cooked. Like, if you like JRPGs, the ones that are really good, get those done first. Don't wait, because if you wait, you're gonna be, like I said, you're gonna be in a load of trouble. You're gonna end up basically with all of them in your backlog, you know. So that's why I like to knock them out, like the good ones, as soon as I can, because they're gonna take a while. They're gonna take a while to get there. So, let's hear. Shaw X with the big $10 donut says, always remember, 29-point leads are temporary, but Wu-Tang is forever. I know. Shout outs to, dude, the Spurs are just too young. They're just too young. They're too nervous. They play too fidgety. They're just getting outmanned by a more grown-up, mature team right now. So, I mean, it's not over. They're going back to San Antonio. They've got a couple games there, right? So, or they're going back to New York. I forgot. Or no, they're going to San Antonio. They're going back to San Antonio. So they need to get this win. They need to win these next 2 games, right? I think if they win the next 2 in San Antonio, then they can go back. Or no, I think San Antonio has the home court advantage, right? Like, so if there's a game 7, it's going to be in San Antonio, right? So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Yeah, largest comeback in finals history. They play like they weren't there before. Yeah, and they weren't. And they play, like I said, they play like they play fidgety. They play scared. They play like, like, oh man, we're getting sunned out here. The Knicks are they're a bit bigger, more mature team. I think the average age of the starters is like 28 or 29. Like they're not young. All the guys on the starters are all like in their late 20s or like early 30s, if I'm not correct, right? Like Brunson and Anobi and all those guys, like Mikal, like they're all in their like either mid-late 20s or like early 30s, like Karl Anthony Towns. So a lot of guys on the Spurs are really young. When Castle, Wembanyama, a lot of the guys are really young. So right now they're just getting outmanned. They're just getting outmanned by a more mature team. So let's see here. Deported with the 5 and says, some Nintendo fans are too entitled. I want them to only release DLC for Welcome Tour at the next Direct, despite them, and Welcome Tour Amiibo. Yeah, Welcome Tour Amiibo. Yo, they should totally do that. They should totally do Welcome Tour Amiibo. I'd be down for the Welcome Tour Amiibo. Let's go. Like a little person, like a little weird little guy, just standing on a little circle. Thank you, Deport, with another $5. I appreciate that. Has it been confirmed who's developing Star Fox yet? It has been confirmed. It's Velen Studios. They're using an in-house engine called the Viper engine. And it's Velen, they're an interesting studio. They used to be part of Bandai Namco. They split off from Bandai Namco, but while they were at Bandai Namco, they worked on Skylanders, the Donkey Kong Skylanders stuff. And then they also were rumored to be working on a 3D Donkey Kong game that Nintendo liked. They actually gave them the go-ahead to keep working on it, but Activision said, no, we can't have you guys, because they're talented developers. We can't have you guys working on that. We need you guys working on Call of Duty. So they took them off. Basically, Activision killed, according to Liam Robinson, Unseen64, this is on Digino Gaming, they killed the Donkey Kong game so the developers could make Call of Duty, like, be support on Call of Duty. Some of the two developers, they said, the two lead guys said, screw that, they're brothers, they said, we're out. So they defected and they brought people with them. They worked on Mario Kart Home Circuit for the Switch, right? That one Mario Kart game, the race car or whatever game, they worked on that. And then they also worked on some other stuff. But yeah, they're the developers of this game. They are the developers. And they have an in-house Viper. They created a completely custom engine, the Viper engine that can do real-time cinematics, that can do 60 frames per second gameplay, that just offers a lot of cool features and technology that, that doesn't make it look like Unreal Engine. And it looks different. It looks different from other games that you usually play. Usually you can kind of spot like an Unreal Engine game, like especially even if it's like realistic looking, you can kind of tell that kind of looks like Unreal Engine 4, right? But the realistic animals look very different in this game compared to like other games. Like, let's say like Biomutant, right? Like an Unreal Engine 4 game.
On behalf of all the 3D Mario fans, I'm sorry that they're acting crazy about this Direct launch.
Yeah.
I enjoy the Direct, even though I do wish we see some Mario Kart DLC soon, but I'm patient. Really excited for Xeno, FB, and Ocarina of Time. Much love.
Yeah, Mario's coming next year, so we already know that. I mean, Nate got it right with Ocarina, so obviously, he got it right with Star Fox, so obviously he's right with Mario. So Mario's next year, so we'll see that. We'll see that more sooner than later. Valiant Studios was formed by the old Vicarious Visions devs, yes. And Activision Blizzard, yes. The studio might be the future acquisition for Nintendo, maybe, but I don't think so. But maybe, like, they have to actually put work in. Like, if they put work in, Velen, if Star Fox sells and Nintendo trusts them with maybe, like, let's say Punch Out or like something else, right? Like maybe like F-Zero. Maybe they remake F-Zero. Maybe this can be like their own Blue Point, right? Maybe Velen can be their own Blue Point. Then okay, then I think maybe they can get acquired. But remember, Nintendo still hasn't purchased Intelligent Systems, and Nintendo only purchased Next Level because they're about to go public, and Amazon or somebody would have scooped them up for like making CGI or something for like Amazon Prime or something stupid, So that's the reason why I think that Nintendo decided to buy them, because they think, okay, they make Luigi's Mansion, they sell a lot. So I think they have to actually prove it. They have to prove it, and they haven't done anything just yet. But yeah, you're right. It could be future, but right now they got to actually put in the work and get the games to do well. So we'll see what else they can do. Games Radar from 724. Nintendo wants a 30 million seller every 3 to 5 years. Okay, every 3 to 5 years. Got it. Thank you, Juice. Varkster with the big 20. Aussie. Says, I don't know what the internet is smoking. That Direct was anywhere near bad. I can't stop thinking about the presentation. It's been living in my head rent-free past few days. It was my favorite Direct ever. Once again, if you're into RPGs and stuff, then yeah, it was awesome. It was an awesome Direct.
Man 3D Mario, Xenoblade Genesis, and Pokemon Winds and Waves all in 2027. My wallet and heart can't handle all that.
Yep. Lol. It's gonna be beefy, man. It's gonna be beefy. It's gonna be beefy. Shout outs to Varkster. Thank you for the big $15 dono. Appreciate that. Let me know what music you want, Varkster, or Justin, if you want some music, let me know. Thank you for another $3 dono. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Like I said, yeah, the more that I look at what was announced at the Nintendo Direct, the more that I'm like, oh man, there was like a lot of good stuff like built specifically for me. But once again, not everybody likes that. Like, I get it though. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody likes RPGs. Not everybody likes, ports. They don't want to see certain ports. They don't care. They already play them on different systems. So I get that. The only thing that I don't like is when people try to bring up, and that's one thing that, when I quote tweeted Mr. NC, like, he's like, oh, well, it's no longer novel because we have ROG Ally and Steam Deck. I'm like, can y'all stop bringing up these bum-ass handhelds? Nobody has a damn Steam Deck. Nobody has a freaking ROG Ally. Stop using them as some type of ammunition. Nobody has them. Those are not relevant. They are, the Twitter will gaslight these people into thinking that people buy ROG Ally. People are not spending, it's $1,000. Do you guys see the freaking Steam Deck? show you guys. People are not rushing out to buy Steam Deck. Look at the price. Look at the price of this. People are not rushing out to buy this device. This is not a good selling device. It's $789 plus tax. It's $800 plus tax. It's $1,000 if you want the higher end model. Remember, there's no physical with this, so everything downloads digitally with it. Stop bringing this device up like it's some type of factor and how people access games on a large scale. They don't. This would be like me saying, oh, well, Wii U got it, so who cares? It is literally the equivalent of that. Oh, well, the Wii U was there. Like, it's like me saying, if a game came to the Wii U and it wasn't, and like maybe, let's just say a game came to the Wii U and it was exclusive to the Wii U, right? And then it was ported over to Xbox or PlayStation. That'd be like me saying, oh, well, I already saw it on the Wii U. Bro, nobody has a Wii U. This drives me nuts. Stop using these Steam Decks and ROG Allies as some type of, oh, well, it's not, no, there's not. People are not buying this crap. And people are using it as if everybody has one or as if it's normal. That right there, that's like the triggering thing. I might make a whole video crashing out about this. Stop using these devices as some type of argument against something. Nobody has them. Nobody's buying them. Nobody's buying them. Matt Piscatella told us that sales for the ROG Ally fell so far off of a cliff. Man, my man was yodeling like it was freaking Price It's Right in 1993. Remember that little dude that used to go yodeling? Remember he used to be yodeling? That when he falls off the cliff? The sales fell off the cliff so hard. I thought he was playing SSX. It's tricky. He's going downhill with no tricks. Bro, stop using these devices. I'm crashing out on everybody that uses these. I had to kind of do a little mini crash out on NC because it's like, stop using these devices as some type of thing. Ain't nobody buying this shit. Like, please stop. Like, nobody's buying this. Excuse my French. Sorry for the kiddos watching. Earmuffs. Nobody's buying this, and stop using them as, dude, the Switch 2 has sold 20 million units plus. I don't care if there's Steam Deck. Bro, it's done. It's cooked. It ain't selling. I said the same thing about the Wii U. So people can't say, oh, well, you're just doing Nintendo. No. Nobody bought a Wii U. When the Switch 1 first came out and games were getting ported over, people would say, oh, this was on the Wii U. I'm like, you numbskull. Nobody bought a Wii U. I would say the same thing. Yeah, the reason why the Wii U's getting, Switch 1's getting ports from Wii U is because nobody bought a Wii U. That's why it's getting ports. Nobody bought it. Stop using Steam Deck and stop using ROG Ally as some type of thing, as if people have access to that. Okay, you want to use PC? Sure. You want to use PlayStation? Okay, whatever. But sure. But stop using those. I don't care if it's not novel anymore. Nobody has these stupid devices. And these devices, when it comes to Steam Deck, they don't dock as good when it comes like to the transferring of docking back and forth. It's trash compared to Switch 2. So anyway, that's my rant for this stream too. That is my rant for this stream. Listen, I got the Steam Deck, but you ain't lying. Okay, I got a Wii U. So that means Wii U was popular, right? Everybody loved Wii U. I got a Wii U. That means it's popular, right? Everybody had that, right? You see how people treated the Wii U online with its sales and how everyone said nobody has one. It flopped. It did this. But for some reason, because you guys like PC, you can't apply that same logic despite selling significantly less than the Wii U. Oh, no, but it's different because it's PC, right? No, we ain't doing that here. That's a double standard. You can't sit there and say nobody had a Wii U and it sold bad and this and that because it's Wii U and because you don't like it. I'm not telling you, Donnie, specifically, or just you in general, but I'm just saying people online do this all the time, and it's dumb. I've been consistent. When people ask me why were there so many Wii U ports, I'm like, yeah, duh, because there's no backwards compatibility and because nobody bought a Wii U. Well, I did. Okay, well, good for you. Okay. There's some people that have, I don't know, there's some people that buy a Maserati or they buy a freaking Ferrari. That doesn't mean I'm gonna buy a Ferrari. I don't have the money for a Ferrari, and 2, I'm not gonna buy one even if I have the money. I'm not gonna buy one. Just because you do something doesn't mean I'm gonna do something. So it's like people are weird as heck when it comes to this, but it's because it's PC, because it's the side PC schizo that can unlock in any of us. Anybody that plays PC, there is a certain side of PC schizo that will allow you to block out logic. Like Gaben has like he attaches his he attaches to you, and telepathically he'll tell you what to say when someone gives you facts that go against. If they give you something that's factual that goes against a Steam Deck or a handheld, you're about to say something like, "Oh well, yeah, you're right." Oh, your head just no. I have Steam Deck and it's really good. There's nothing wrong with it. Gotta snap out of it. What happened? I'm telling you, it's like Cloud in Final Fantasy VII when he goes when it just starts. I'm telling you, bro. That's what happens like with a lot of these PC schizos. They literally just get like brain jacked whenever there's like facts come into play. If I say Wii U sold more than Steam Deck, they just start crashing out, spazzing out, start bringing up. I'm like, that throws them for the loop. They start making excuses. They start damage controlling. They start panicking. They start bringing up sales of Switch 2 third-party games. They can't. Oh my gosh, man. Says OJ, my girl asked me why you so mad, and I had to tell her that there's so much to the lore to the backstory of the rant. I'm not mad. It's just entertainment, guys. I'm not mad at all. Wolfden made a video, says no to Steam and big PC handheld. Okay, yeah, Wolfden, he talked about that. Working on Steam Deck, good, pushing the Linux agenda, and not evil. Listen, I don't care what you guys can play whatever you want. All I'm saying is that we can't sit here and let facts be convoluted by what you like. That's all I'm trying to say, brother. That's all I'm trying to say. You can like Steam Deck all you want to, but the reality is it's selling like absolute trash. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And it surely ain't selling at $800 to $1,000. That's mad caparoonie. That's cowabunga caparoonie. That's TMNT 2 skateboarding level turtles in a half shell cowabunga caparoonie. That is New York style dripping soggy sliding cat pizza cat. No, it's not. It's just not. People are buying Switch 2 way more than Steam Deck, and these devices are not relevant for the 99.9% of gamers. They're not relevant at all. Sorry. Steam Deck has not outsold Wii U. No, but PC handhelds as a whole probably has. No, PC handhelds have not as a whole. No, they have not. That's the funny thing. Once again, that's you, yo, Mundus. Tell them that PC handheld as a whole has outsold the Wii U. PC handhelds I don't have any proof, but PC handhelds have outsold Wii. No, it hasn't. There's no proof of that. The last number that we got for PC handhelds, I think last year, was about 6 million units combined for everything. Wii U has sold 13 million. Have they sold another 7 million? 6 to 7 million units since then? I doubt it. With all the price increases? No, I don't think that they have. There's no proof. And that's what I'm saying. The PC schizo in you will let you just say things without even verifying. You didn't even Google search. You should have Google searched it. Last number that we got was 6 million last year. Have they sold 6 million since then? There's no proof of that. There's no evidence of that. So no, it probably has not. Not based on what I've been seeing. Casual Noob with the 2, with the dollar, my bad. And Deported Slim with the 2 as well. Says, I want the replay Xenoblade games with the Switch 2 editions. Should I do a new game plus run, or should I start from scratch on a higher difficulty? I don't know, Casual Noob. I don't know how. It depends on what you like to do when it comes to games. Like, if you have less time, then just do your run. But I mean, if you have more time, then just start from the beginning if you want. But remember, those are long games, so just keep that in mind, you know? So yeah, thank you, Casual Noob, for the dollar dono. And also, Deported Slim with the 2. I appreciate that. So we got 125. And he says the only Mario coming out next year is Mario Paint 2. Okay, I got you. I got you, Deport. I got you. Sorry, I was in a rant, guys. You guys know how I get with my rants. I just found out that GameStop is getting rid of points from their membership program. What are your thoughts on it? I don't have any thoughts on it. I don't shop at GameStop, man. So I don't have any thoughts on it. Let's see here. My Switch 2 is just arrived. I am now ready for Xenoblade Genesis. Yes, sir, or ma'am, or they or them, or person. Yes, Dia. Let's go. Shout out to the Twitch boys and girls. Let's go. First time chatter as well. OJ, Xenoblade Genesis looks great, but imagine how the sequel Xenoblade Saturn is going to be. Oh, that's a great one. Thanks, House King. I'm telling you, it's the PC schizo in you. It just lets you, it just jacks your brain. Instead of just asking, hey, OJ, you seem pretty knowledgeable about sales, right? Here's the logical thing to do. Hey, OJ, you seem logical about sales. Hey, what do you think, OJ? Do you think that this is what you'd ask, right? Hey, OJ, you think that what about PC handhelds? Together, like combined, down at this point, you think it's outsold the Wii U? That's the question to ask. Because obviously I know the answer. But the PC schizo, well, it's probably done it all together. No. I'm telling you. The PC schizo, we've all had it in us before. Trust me. Everybody has had a PC schizo side at times. It happens. It's okay. I'm here to help. I'm here to take that tinfoil hat off, that PC schizo hat off when it comes to facts. I don't care what you like. If you want to keep the cap on while you're playing PC, that's fine. Or Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo. I don't care what schizo you are. But when it comes to sales numbers and facts, we got to take the hats off, guys. You can like whatever you like. You can be a fan of whatever you want. I don't care. The more fans of gaming, the better. If you're hardcore into Xbox, I love my Xbox peeps. Hardcore into PlayStation, I love my Mr. POs. I never say anything about him bad. You know, when it comes down to it, I love my people I love Randall L. Thor. I like Cole Eastwood. I like these people. I do. I love gaming fans. You know what I'm saying? Like listen, I grew up in the console wars. I had a lot of friends that were into Sega Genesis. I only had a Super Nintendo. They were into Sega Genesis. It was fun. It was fun to talk about video games. It's not a negative thing. It's a good thing to be a fan of gaming. And if you have a certain platform that you like or whatever, that's fine too. That's good. As long as you're playing games and you're happy, I'm happy for you. Gaming is the greatest entertainment medium in the world. It's the greatest in the world. But what I don't like is lying. That's where I draw the line. I draw the line. It's fun. You can tease. You can have fun. You can do whatever. You can be into something. You can say that, hey, these games aren't good. I like this more. That's fine. All that's fine. But I draw the line in the sand and lying. I do not like liars. And I never have. So I draw the line in the sand. Like when you don't know information, or when you like are lazy, or when you don't like research and then like, you want to make claims of things, that's where I say, okay, hold up. Firm grab on the shoulder. Like, okay, you know, stop. And you guys know me. I don't go after things when people are just saying like opinions. I go after things that are like more factual, right? Like just outright lies, or when they're just misrepresenting the situation because they forgot, or because rose-tinted goggles, like the Switch 1 situation, you know? The Porter with another 5 says, as a Valve fan, since the way before Steam was a thing, 2001 or so, I think the Steam Deck was a deal a few years ago. Too outdated for the money now, though. I mean, maybe at $400. I mean, listen, I didn't even think it was worth it at the price that I got it at, and I got it at what, 5 something? So $600. I didn't think it was even worth it for that. That's just for me. That's just for me. I'm not a PC guy though. I tried to be PC guy though. It just wasn't for me. Remember the hardcore Sony fanboy Winter Horizon? I do remember him. I don't know what happened to him though. He probably changed his username, but I do remember that guy, that Winter Horizon. I do. And I had no problem with him really. Like, you know, he came through to the streams every now and then. Witcher 4 is Switch 2 bound. Well, no, there's no confirmation of that right now. Not that I've heard. So I don't know about that. Switch was the best third-party support I've seen since the SNES or GameCube, like SNES or GameCube. Yeah. Playing some Xenoblade 1 Enhanced. Nice. Let's go, Braden. I thought I had given up Switch till I watched the new Xenoblade PlayerEssence video, and now I'm planning to go grab Switch 2 tomorrow. Yeah, I absolutely recommend grabbing a Switch 2 now before the price goes up. Like, even if there's not anything that you want now, there might be something later. You might as well just pay less now than later. I mean, you can keep it in the box. You can just keep it boxed up. if you want, you know. But yeah, I recommend getting it at the 450 or getting the choose your game bundle as well for 500. One of those two. You can get Donkey Kong Bonanza, so you save 20 bucks. Or if you can get Mario Kart World, or you can get Pokemon Pocopia. Should we talk about Kingdom Hearts? You can talk about whatever you want. I like my Steam Deck. I bought the OLED as well. I'll be the first to say the thing isn't worth anywhere near what they're trying to charge, especially now. Yeah, exactly. Hey OJ, what percent of the time do you play your Switch 2 versus PS5? Oof. I do not play PS5 as much anymore since Switch 2 came out because for work, and like a lot of the stuff that I just want to play is on Switch 2. So it's almost like zero at this point. Like I have not been playing PS5 much, but I will play PS5 when Wolverine comes out. But I think the problem with Wolverine is that it comes out like right around Fire Emblem. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, right, with that. So I don't know what's going on there. We'll figure something out. What do you think of this week's Famitsu? Yeah, definitely a bit lower than usual when it comes down to it. But once Splatoon Raiders comes out, there's a bundle. It's going to jump right back up. But yeah, it's still way better than everything. It's still selling way better than everything else. 2 to 3 times better than everything else. So it's fine. The Switch 2 sold 1 million plus units in the last month. So most people that were going to buy it over the course of however many weeks already just upfront and bought it. So it's fine. Let's see. Your Steam Deck is cooked console. Get yourself a Switch 2. Steam Deck is trash. Grab and flush it. Burger, I know you don't like it. Trails is the same day as Trails is the same day as Fire Emblem, which is insane. Nintendo didn't even put Trails second chapter in the Nintendo Direct, so that's like, oh, like, Nintendo did not put it in the Direct, so I think I wish, unless it was in the Japanese Direct and I missed it, but yeah, so it's the same day as Fire Emblem, so that's not good. That's not good, because now I have to pick just Fire Emblem. You know, now I have to just pick Fire Emblem, you know? Which is unfortunate. There's too many games. Trails in the Sky second chapter. There's too many games. Rebirth did 30K, more of Intergrade. The interesting, sure, digital is way higher. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Like I said, once again, those are old games. I think one of the real big tests is going to be like when like the new Final Fantasy game comes out. Like, okay, how is that going to do on all platforms? How about like Final Fantasy VII Remake, Final Fantasy VII Revelation? How's that going to do, you know, now that it's day and date? So I'm kind of more looking at those sales numbers more so than anything, not like old games coming over, you know. Let's see here. Wolverine is going to be a linear, so it shouldn't take long to beat compared to FE. That's true. So maybe I can do it as like a stream game. But I mean, once I get into FE, I don't like to play anything else. When I'm in the zone with Fire Emblem, I'm in the zone, man. I don't feel like playing anything else. Fire Emblem is it doesn't come out the system. It doesn't stop being played, you know? So. Don't quote tweet RGB. Don't quote tweet him. He's a complete schizo PlayStation fan. Don't quote tweet him. If I were you, I would just block him. Guys like that are mentally like off, like bad. There's something wrong. Wait, Trails is the same day as Fire Emblem? Rip? Yeah, it is. Yeah, just block that dude. He's not worth interacting with. I played the Trails second chapter. Is up there for the best in the franchise. It will do just fine. Yeah, I mean, it should. It's in a crowded month, but yeah, I'm picking up Fire Emblem for sure. I'm gonna get Trails in the Sky as well. I'll get it as well, but I mean, I'm definitely gonna be playing Fire Emblem. I wish Fire Emblem wasn't it wasn't 80. It's not 80. So if you want to get it for 70, you can. Obviously, it's digital. It's 70, but you can also get it at Amazon, and you can get it at Walmart if you pre-order. You can get it for 70. So it's not. Now, obviously, after those pre-orders, and of course from Nintendo themselves, they're going to charge 80 for it, and I don't like that either. But if you want it for 70, you can definitely get it for 70. It's there. So follow me on Twitter. I post stuff like that. But also follow like Wario64 or follow CheapyD on Twitter. They'll get you guys the deals on stuff, you know. Wario64, I recommend following him on Twitter and having notifications set, because he'll get you guys, or Nintendo, he'll get you guys the best deals on all games that come out, and you would have known about that. So it's actually 70 at Walmart and at Amazon, and of course it's 70 digital too, Josh. So you don't have to pay 80 for it. Let's see here. FF7 Revelations won't so much on Switch 2. People want Part 1 and Part 2. Or people own Part 1, Part 2 on PS5, so they'll continue there. Big test will be next number of Final Fantasy. Well, that's why I said Final Fantasy Resonance, like that game. That's like a new Final Fantasy game. We'll see how that does. But yeah, I still think that day and date matters for people though. So I mean, yes, the true test will be like next big major Final Fantasy, but I still think day and date matters. I think another true test would be like Kingdom Hearts. You know, how does that do? Because now all the Kingdom Hearts games are coming. So we'll see how Kingdom Hearts does as well. When I saw the Ocarina trailer, I already thought that Nintendo will do a direct on it later. Nintendo wants to handle the game with care. Oh yeah, I think they're gonna do a blowout on it later. Excuse me. Wario's the GOAT. He's so quick with. Oh yeah, he's super fast, man. My friend told me get a PC because they say it's better graphics than PS5 and Xbox, which isn't true. A PC can have better graphics than PS5 and Xbox, so that's not that it's not true. It depends on how powerful the PC that you get compared to it, right? There are some people's PCs that are not more powerful than a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox, but if you get like the latest PCs, yeah, those are generally more powerful than a PS5 and Xbox. Yes, that is true. Like if it's an Xbox Series S, obviously it's more powerful than that. If it's a base PS5, obviously it's more powerful than that. Now the PS5 Pro, not every single PC is going to be better than a PS5 Pro, depending on like I said, depending on what you get and all that. So it's not. Yeah, some PCs are, but some people aren't. Some aren't. I'm not sure Nintendo can announce if people didn't like the first party offerings from the last Direct. Do they really want just title cards? They want Nintendo to, guys. It's not rocket science here. They just want a Mario announced. That's really it. If they replace it could have been the exact same Nintendo Direct, right? The exact same Nintendo Direct. Take out Xenoblade and put Mario for 2027. And people would have said, and just show the same amount of time that you showed for Xenoblade, show that for the new Mario. And people would have said this Direct was awesome. Dude, trust me. Trust me. I know Twitter Nintendo fans. It's just because a lot of people online hate Xenoblade. A lot of people hate RPGs. A lot of Nintendo fans do not like Xenoblade. Even though it's good, they just don't like it. So, if you would have just removed Xenoblade and put Mario, everyone would have been way happier. It could have been the exact same Direct, the exact same number of RPGs, all of that. But if you just put Mario, people would have been, oh, this is a great Direct. How do I know this? Look at the March 2018 Nintendo Direct. Look at the March 2018 Nintendo Direct. That really didn't have much, but it had Smash Brothers. Oh my God, greatest Direct. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Didn't really have a ton, but it had Smash Brothers. No gameplay. People complaining about no gameplay with Zelda. Smash Brothers did not have gameplay. Did anybody care? No. Was everybody excited? Yes. Well, because it's the Smash Brothers. You know what I'm saying? Because Mario's in Smash Brothers too, right? It's all the Nintendo characters. So that's it. Like I said, go back and look at that March 2018 Nintendo Direct. It's not flushed with a million first-party games. It's really not. I think they did what? They did they have Fire Emblem in that Direct? They might have had Fire Emblem. I don't remember. They might have had Fire Emblem in that Direct. I think they might have had I don't know if they did have Fire Emblem, but they might have. I think they had what they had? They had like, did they have Mario Tennis? Mario Tennis. They didn't really have like a ton. It was okay though. It wasn't bad. Obviously, third party was trash. I think maybe they had what, Fortnite or something. I don't know if they had Fortnite, but anyway. But that Direct was not flushed. But everybody said, "Oh my God, that Direct was awesome." Smash Brothers was announced. You know, so that's really what it comes down to. If you would have removed Xenoblade and put Smash Brothers, the Direct would have been incredible. If you would have removed Xenoblade and put Luigi's Mansion, the Direct would have been incredible. If you would have removed Luigi's Mansion and put, I don't know, Pokemon Winds and Waves, and give us like a lot more information on that, and say, oh, well, it's coming out in a couple of months, right? Let's just say it's not 2027, and it looks incredible. People would be like, oh, that Direct is awesome, for some people, not everybody, but Mario would be the one, Let's see here. Nintendo Land said he would have liked this Direct if 3D Mario was in it. I mean, duh. That guy's a Mario schizo. Scott said didn't like the Direct. That's so funny because Scott's own meme is being used against him. Like, Nintendo fans' worst nightmare, Nintendo games, and it's like Fire Emblem, and it's like we got Fire Emblem and Xeno in that Direct. So it's so funny. People are like literally using his own meme against him. I'm butthurt. I don't have a Switch 2 yet, but with the new Zelda remake coming, time to go get one, brother. OJ, what are you leaning more towards with the Genesis? Still going to use auto attack system or more contextual action based? I'm leaning more towards like ATB. I'm leaning more towards like a ATB type system. You can move around on your own, and then like, so take like Xeno 2. I'm thinking Xeno 2 with like ATB. Skills recharge, no auto attack. You can just attack normal, no auto attack. You can attack normal and then ATB. I know Xenoblade 2 has auto attack, but I'm thinking they're gonna remove auto attack. I'm thinking they're gonna remove it, you know? So. These people making Mario fans look bad? Yeah. Yeah, Xeno 3 obviously has the skills recharging as well, but I'm thinking they're gonna remove auto attack, but you don't know. We don't know until we actually. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't. So, can't wait to see the new Zelda. What is that, Unreal Engine or something? I don't think it's Unreal Engine. I don't think Nintendo would give them Unreal Engine royalties. So that's why I don't think it's Unreal Engine, because I don't think Nintendo would give them, like, because like that game's gonna sell a lot. So since it's gonna sell a lot, you'd have to give Epic a lot of money because they make the royalties off that. So I don't think Nintendo would use Unreal Engine. I think they'd use an in-house engine or something like that.
I couldn't give a bleep about Mario. I got Fire Emblem and Xenoblade. I'm eating good.
I mean, obviously most Nintendo fans would want Mario, but I'm just telling you what it is. I'm just telling you why they say it's not because there wasn't enough new games or there wasn't this or there wasn't that. The reason is because they didn't get what they wanted. They didn't get Mario. That's really the reasoning. That's it. There's not anything outside of that. Let's see here. Maybe similar to 7 Remake combat. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be like 7 Remake. I think there's going to be more other things like systems and mechanics. But yeah, maybe there could be something like that. Yeah. What if they go full action RPG but with arts? I mean, they could. I don't know what they're going to do. Knowing Monolith Soft, it's probably not going to be full action RPG if we just base it off of what they've done before. Dude, could it maybe be turn-based? I mean, I don't know. It doesn't seem that way from the trailer. But something tells me that, I mean, maybe they do. No, I don't know if it's turn-based. I don't think it's turn-based. No, I don't think it is. But you never know, right? You never know. Hold up. You will care about Mario whenever they announce 3D Mario. Oh, yeah. I know. Dude, I'm going to care about Mario whenever they announce 3D. I care about Mario. I'm just not a crazy Mario head to the point to where I'm going to say, screw Fire Emblem, screw Xenoblade, screw Ocarina of Time Remake, screw Splatoon Raiders, screw Star Fox, screw all this other stuff because of Mario. Like, I'm not that crazy. Like, whenever Mario's ready and it comes out, and I'm happy, and I'll pick it up, you know? So that's really my thought process. I play other stuff as well. Like, Mario's great. I love Mario. It's fantastic. But I don't need Mario to survive. Like, that's not like, oh my god, I need Mario or nothing. Like, I'll play other stuff, you know? I don't understand watching these showcases if you only care about one game. Isn't it more action style that was talked about what earlier Project Legacy stuff? Yeah, I don't know. People do say that it's Project Legacy, but there's not really any information when it comes down to it. There's not really any information with that, so it's hard to say. Yo, CK says, what up, OJ? I heard you say something about not liking multiple main characters and paths on Fire Emblem, but how do you feel about Fire Emblem after the direct? Which character are you playing first? No, I didn't say that I don't like multiple main... No, I didn't say that. No, I don't think I ever said that I don't like multiple main paths. And I don't think I ever said that I don't like it, because Fire Emblem Three Houses, I like that. I'm just saying, for me, what I didn't like about Fire Emblem was like where you have to, you know, like where you have to constantly be under time restrictions, and like you don't have any points to do things, and like you can't grind or level up, you know, like, you know, those are the things that I don't like. But no, multiple paths is fine. Fire Emblem Three Houses had multiple paths. It's like my favorite Fire Emblem game, like that and Awakening. So let's see here. Looking at the trailer for Fortune's Weave, it seems like a lot bigger than I thought. Might explain the 80. I think really it's that, but it's also combined with like they probably had to hire a lot more people to make the game, and also the cartridge production is just high. So I think and they're trying to mitigate the cost of losing potentially on hardware. I think it's a combination of things. Their biggest and baddest games, they're gonna go with 80 because of the cart cost and because of the system itself. And then, you know, they're gonna try to mitigate that. Like for example, it's like damage control. In my opinion, it's like damage control, because they're like, okay, well, We don't want to be blamed for 80. People, they know that people don't like that. So here's our excuse. Like, oh, well, you can still get the game for 70. Just do this. And I almost think that Nintendo knew that retailers would price match, at least pre-orders. I almost think Nintendo knew because they already had a tiff with Amazon. So I don't think Amazon just did that and didn't inform Nintendo that they would do something like that. Because like obviously they had issues, right? So I do, and Nintendo did say retailers can set their MSRP to what, I mean, Nintendo literally set that up. Like, it almost seems like, you know, I worked in communication and PR. It's like, oh man, they all kind of like colluded to this thing. How do we make this to where it's not as bad for people? It's like, and like, hell, I even just did it. Somebody said, oh, I'm upset that Fire Emblem is 80. I'm like, oh, well, it's not. You can get it for 70, you know, beforehand. So if you want it, you can get it. So it's almost like they built the pre-damage control in beforehand. Cause like, yeah, people are talking about it, but people aren't talking about it like that. Cause like, oh, well, I'll just pre-order it and I'll get it for that. Or I can just get it digital. You know, I buy games digital anyway. I'll just get it for 70 digital. Or I'm buying the special edition. The special edition looks lit. That thing's selling out, right? So it's like, I'll just get that. Who cares, right? So I think that's really, it seems very convenient. That's all I'm trying to say. It seems very, very, very convenient. Let's see. It's crazy how divided opinions are. This direct was for people. I don't think it's that crazy because once again, with the state of play, there was divided opinions too. With pretty much every direct or everything, there's going to be divided opinions. Last year's direct, there was divided opinions. But once again, it's really heavy on the RPGs. So it's not surprising to me because there were so many RPGs. And once again, there's so many Mario fans complaining. I already knew that it would be that way because I knew Mario wasn't going to be announced. And there's, you know, crazy Mario fans that just need Mario 24/7, right? And they need a 3D Mario. They feel that it's been too long since Odyssey. So I already knew that it was going to be that way. It didn't matter what they announced. They were still just going to be upset if they didn't get Mario. And that's basically what, if they didn't get Mario or Smash Brothers, then that's how they were going to be, you know? Mr. Essence Ocarina of Time will be $200. It definitely will not be 200, but you know what? Maybe it will be. Yeah, Mario's not a shelter to me. Yeah, like, I love Mario. It's great. But, you know, I don't know. Bunchi, did you ever tell me like the games that were like the better games that you felt from the Summer Games Fest or from whatever?
Valuable items.
Yo, Attack of the Backlog. Hey, what's up, fam? Thank you for the gifted membership, dude. I appreciate that. Let's go. Combo breaks. You guys give some love to Attack of the Backlog. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for your support, like always, brother. Do you think we'll see Amazon, Walmart do price adjustments on something like GTA 6 if it's 80? No. But they could, but no. Let's see here, because Nintendo Direct discussions are like battlefields. They really are, man. Wyatt says, if anything, the complainers should be happy that they're getting Fire Emblem Xenoblade out of the way now. No, there's going to be another one. They're going to come back. Want to see me do it again? It's going to be the SpongeBob meme. That's what it was. It's like, here's Fire Emblem 3 Houses. What was that, 2019? And then there was Fire Emblem, like, what was it? Fire Emblem... well, there's Fire Emblem Warriors in 2017. And then there was Fire Emblem 3 Houses... Or sorry, Fire Emblem, yeah, 3 Houses in 2019. Then there was another Fire Emblem Warriors in 2022. And then there was Fire Emblem Gage in 2023. So it's like, want to see me do it again? 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 Like, they're going to do it again. So, buckle up. It's Fire Emblem, bro. Simeon Corn with the 100 core crystals. It says, just getting in, super hype for 2 games. And it's Tales of Eternia Remaster and Kingdom Hearts Switch 2 Collection. Switch 2 gamers eating well this year. My music request is fan game called Mega Man Unlimited Yoku Man music theme. Okay, I got you, man. I got Yoku Man is about to be played, man. All right, Mega Man Unlimited Yoku Man music theme. All right, here we go. Thank you for that support. Appreciate that, Mr. Simeon Coin. Thank you for the coins, the core crystals. Are you talking about the meme where Patrick says, that's it? I'm talking about the meme where SpongeBob says, want to see me do it again? I'm talking about that meme. That's the meme that I'm talking about. Did you pick up Xenoblade 1 upgrade? Yeah, I did. Nintendo sent me a review code for it as well, but I already have it. I already bought it. So yeah, yeah, they so that's the thing. So yeah, I think that they're gonna send me it. I think I don't think they hit me back up for it. Yeah. Anyway, they sent me a review code for it. So yeah, man. I can't give away review codes. I can't give away review codes that I get from companies, from any company. It's against the rules. Unless they specifically say that I can, but most of them they say no, you cannot. So, are you? But they haven't sent it to me. So, but anyway, I bought it anyway, so it's like whatever. OJ, why are Mario Kart fans begging for paid DLC? Because they want to be able to. They want more content. That's the music, OJ. Hey, shout outs. Let's go. Great afternoon. I'm happy Mario is 2027 for real. Pokemon Mario Xenoblade Genesis for 2027 is actually insane. Not to mention other titles that we don't know about. Yes, sir. Could Dragon Quest 12 be ATV? It could be, but I think it's gonna be traditional turn-based. I feel like those vying for Mario aren't helping Nintendo get away with allegations that Switch owners only cared for Mario. There's nothing wrong with that. If they're only vying for that, they can sell their system. They can play something else. They'll be okay. They'll be okay. They'll be all right. So what was RGT's reaction to the game last night? I don't do socials. He went crazy. He loved it. Mario's a fraud. DK's the king now. The king of swing. I thought there was a case under the review code. Luckily for me, I already bought it as well. Okay. I thought there was. Oh no problem. I think what Nintendo is doing is that they're like refreshing, remastering all their main characters with design so they can finally use them for the new Smash Brothers down the line. I don't think that's it, Pokemarbles. I don't think that they're waiting on refreshes for character designs to say, oh, we're using Smash Brothers. Nintendo probably already has Smash Brothers in development, so the character designs that they're going to use have probably already been locked in. They're probably already locked in. You're probably going to get Mario, like default Mario, just looking better. You're probably going to get, you know, regular what you get, just maybe like they'll redesign it within a Smash Brothers. So I don't think that's it. That's not how Smash Brothers is made. It's not made in that type of way. I see why you might think that though, but they're not waiting for refreshes and say, we got them now, make the game. That's just not how it works. That's just not how it works. They make the game when they want to make the game, and they use whatever's available that would be there for them already. So if it's not already there, then they're not going to use it. So for example, or even if there is something new, they might still use the older design, right? Look at Smash Brothers Smash Ultimate. They still, you could have used the newer design for Samus, and they still use that same old design Samus has had, you know? So that's the thing.
What do you think about the people who sell a console just to buy it again a month or two later once a new game they like is announced?
There was a content creator named Alex, and not Banana Weirdo, but a different Alex. And he did that all the time. And I didn't know why he did that. But he would always just go buy things for more expensive, sell things, get less, buy things again for more expensive, sell things, get less. And he just constantly did that over and over and over. For me, the Xbox had the Persona stuff. Spyro Gears seemed like it'd be good. Might try out Fable. Halo Remake. Okay, yeah, I feel you on that one. Persona, you think I can see why somebody like, is Persona gonna be better than Fire Emblem? I don't know if Persona's good. Persona's good though. Persona 4 Reload, or Persona 4, what's it called? Revival. It looks good. But after looking at Xenoblade Genesis and Fire Emblem, I'm looking at Persona 4 Revival like, don't get me wrong, it looks good, man. It looks good. But yeah, I don't know, man. Shout outs to Spyro though. Shout outs to Spyro. Shout outs to Gears. Those are good games. Those are good games. Those are all Xbox show. It's not Summer Games Fest though. But I mean, yeah, Halo Remake looks cool. Obviously, there's good variety. Said might try out Fable. I don't know if that trailer in the direct for, like, I don't know if Fable's gonna be good or not. You know, we'll see about that one. You know, Persona 6. We don't know. There's no release date. There's no release window. They didn't really give too much information. They just said that it was a thing. You know, with Ocarina, at least we got 2026, so you know they're gonna talk about it again. sometime soon. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's enough for me, but I get it for you. You know what I'm saying? I get it for you. But yeah, Persona 4 Revival, it looks okay, but I'll be honest, man. It looks like it's getting outclassed a little bit. I think Trails in the Sky second chapter looks a bit more exciting than that game too. Second chapter looks a bit more exciting. Fire Emblem definitely looks more exciting and ambitious. Xenoblade Genesis looks... should we even put them in the same sentence but with Persona 4? I don't know if we should even... I don't even know if we should put them in the same sentence. I don't know. Maybe it's my inner Xenoblade fanboy talking. Maybe that's it. But I mean, I don't know, man. I don't think it's... Persona 4 is one of the greatest games of all time. You got to give credit where credit's due. But if you ask me my excitement level, after seeing that trailer for Persona 4 Revival, and then after seeing Xenoblade Genesis, I'm like, Xenoblade Genesis is a whole leap more exciting than Persona 4 Revival. Like, it's not even close. So, but we'll see. We'll see how it works. Hey, what's up, Kiwi? Welcome to the stream, brother. How you doing today? Nintendo Direct, Summer Showcase, Xbox, PlayStation for hype, in my opinion, but I'm a big Souls and RPG guy. Yeah, if you're a Souls and RPG guy, the Nintendo Direct was the greatest Direct maybe of all time. It was like the greatest, because like you got so much RPG stuff. However, if you're not, it was probably geared more towards, that's why I don't fault Bungie, or I don't fault anybody that felt that Xbox or Summer Games Fest, like if you're playing more Western games, if you're playing more shooters or things like that, which is cool, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. If you're playing stuff like that, then obviously, you know, Summer Games Fest or Xbox show or PlayStation show is going to be better for you. If you like, you know, RPGs, obviously Nintendo show was way better because you got some of the premier RPGs, and you got Kingdom Hearts 4. That game is apparently going to be incredible. So you got Kingdom Hearts 4, you got a new Final Fantasy reveal, you got Xenoblade, you got Fire Emblem. That's dated finally, and it looks great. There's 4 separate paths that you can do in the game. Like, it looks incredible. It plays good. So I think that's the thing. If you're into RPGs, then this was the greatest Direct ever. If you're not, then it wasn't the greatest Direct ever. It was maybe really bad for you, and that's fine too, you know. We're talking about the controversy right now, the overload of RPGs in the in the show, like the split between the fans out there. Shout out to the Attack on the Backlog. I missed your comment though. Let me get your comment. My bad, brother. Or were you talking to somebody else? Let's see. Falcon or Falcom absolutely killed with the first remake. Second's gonna be insane. Yeah, second is gonna be good. Second's gonna be good. OJ, are all the people who want the Iwata era directs the same people who complain 2 minutes of thumb wrestling? Yes, they are the same people. Yes. There's some crossover. No, they're not the same people. They're not the same people. The people that complain about thumb wrestling and all that, they're just people who, I don't know, just feel like complain about things, you know? Nintendo Switch Sports Resort is going to sell incredibly well on Switch 2. It's going to be a long-term, it's going to even be like a low-key system seller over the long run. So people are going to eat that game up.
Have you seen the top 5 Switch 2 games on the Switch 2 digital chart? It's very interesting.
Yeah, I covered it on Twitter. So I think it's what is it? I think it's Xenoblade, Pocopia. Well, let me just check. I have the app, so give me just a second. I checked it yesterday. I don't know about, obviously it changes, you know, every time, so let me just go on the app and I'll check. But yeah, I'm someone who also excited to see Xenoblade, Ocarina of Time, Stellar Blade, especially Kingdom Hearts of the Direct. Yeah, absolutely. Because Persona 4 is a remake, it's not going to have anywhere near the same impact as a brand new title like Xenogenesis. That is true. That's absolutely... But Ocarina of Time is also a remake thingy, I think, right? And I'm like... I think I'm a bit more excited about that. But that's this year. They didn't even show it. That's this year. That's even before. So I think it's because I'm getting it this year. So, I don't know. But no, don't get me wrong. You're right about that as well. But even like... I mean, they didn't show Persona 6 and I got to see Persona 6. But if you ask me, like, what do I like more? Do I like Persona more? And obviously, I like Xenoblade more than Persona, you know? Because Xenoblade is way more free-flowing. You're not stuck to rigorous, you know, like schedules. You know, like I don't have to worry about day-night cycles or no, there's a day-night cycle, you know, but I don't have to worry about, you know, oh, I can go eat a burger and it takes up my whole day, and then I gotta go at night, then I gotta, you know, I can just play the game. Like, it gives you more freedom. Now, some people like a rigid structure for games. You know, some people like the fact that it's structured and you have to take your, you know, you have your certain time or take your time or whatever. Like, so I get that. But for me, I don't really like that. I like being free. I like being able to, you know, go and fight as much as I want, power up, level up, power grind, do whatever I want. I don't like the restrictions that Persona places on the gamer. And I've said this many times of what if there's one thing that I don't like about Persona is the restrictions. Now, Fire Emblem also had a calendar system and restrictions, but the difference with Fire Emblem is that Fire Emblem Three Houses allowed you to earn more activity points. So you can go eat, you can go on a date, you can go level up, you can go do different things, and by the end of the game you have like I think like 10 or 9 or 10 activity points, so you can do multiple things within before the calendar shift. Persona is so rigid, it's like no, day, night, that's it. You go eat a burger, 7 hours. You go work 2 hours at your part-time job, it's part-time job. You're there all day. You're there all the way till the nighttime. Like, that's the problem that I have. You know, you have the school, you have the after school, then you have like the nighttime, right? The school, you obviously you do nothing. You're in school. So, and then you have like the after school, then you have like the nighttime. And I don't like that restriction. And I never have. I've never liked it. So, okay. So I'm looking at the bestsellers. Yeah, Xenoblade Upgrade is number 1. Pokemon Pocopia is number 2. Xenoblade is number 3. The Switch 2 edition. People are picking that up. Tomb Raider is number 4. It's so funny. I bought Tomb Raider, then they sent me review codes right after I bought it. Adventures of Elliot is number 5. Yoshi's number 6. Mario Kart's number 7. Elliot again at number 8. Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mina, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, or Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Breath of the Wild, Pokemon, ZA, Elder Scrolls, Deltarune, Mario Tennis, Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, Hogwarts, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and then Jamboree. So yeah, it's an interesting, a lot of new games jumping up to the top. He says, that's fair. Yeah, it's all good. The fact that Persona is structured is probably why it's so popular. Don't get me wrong, I prefer more open games, but a lot of people like that. I think Persona is popular not because it's structured, but because of the dating. I think Persona is really popular because of the music, the dating, and the battle system. Those 3 things make Persona the most popular, or really popular. Music, dating, battle system. I think that if they did the dating, if they did the music, and if they did the battle system and removed some of those restrictions, I think it would still sell really well. Persona has impeccable vibes. I like Persona. It has really good vibes. It's got good stylistic graphics. It's got incredible music, like some of the best music in the industry. It's just got a lot of stuff, and it has people, especially younger people, living out their fantasy of who they wish that they were in high school. Oh, I'm the cool kid that can date all the cool, nice chicks, that I can do this, and I'm also secretly fighting against evil. Like, a lot of people live vicariously through the Phantom Thieves, or vicariously through, you know, these people, because they were nerds or whatever in high school. And I'm not trying to be mean, but let's just keep it a buck. You have this, you live vicariously through these characters of who you wish that you were in high school. You were not that. You were not Joker, but you wish that you were. You were not you. You weren't as cool as him. Heck, I wasn't as cool as him. Nobody was. But it's cool to kind of go back and think, man, this would have been cool if this was me in high school. But let's just keep it a buck. I've literally seen anime people say that, like, oh, because it lets them live out what they wish that they were in high school. So that's also another reason why it's popular. Even when you're old, like, you think back to your high school days, like, damn, I wish I did this, or I wish I did that, or I wish I, was this. And Persona lets you do that in their world. So I think that's another reason why it's super popular, Says OJ, what's your least favorite and least favorite Nintendo franchise? My most favorite is probably Xenoblade. Is like my favorite Nintendo franchise. And my least favorite is probably like I don't know. What do I not actually like? I don't really play them. Like, let me see. Man, this might Probably like probably like F-Zero or like Chibi Robo or something like that. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry guys. I'm trying to think of like the franchises that I can think of that I don't like the most from Nintendo. Yeah, it's probably like I'm not counting Dragon Drive. No, I'm not counting Dragon Drive. I'm not counting like Welcome Tour, I'm talking about like the actual like marquee franchises, you know. So yeah, I'm not counting 1-2 Switch. Those aren't like, I'm not counting like Wii Sports or stuff like. I'm not counting that. Yeah, I'd probably say something like F-Zero or like Chibi Robo. Yeah, it's something like that. So yeah. Yeah, or maybe like Yoshi. Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is that I love Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. That game is like incredibly goated. I like that game way more than any F-Zero game. So that's like the problem that I have like putting Yoshi there, because like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Yoshi games, like the recent ones, but that game in particular crushes every single F-Zero game that I've ever played easily, in my opinion, just my own personal opinion. So for me at least, that game on that Super Nintendo was so good. So it's hard for me to put that. I mean, that was a long time ago. That was like 30 years ago now, you know? But yeah, it's probably like, you know, the lower franchises are probably like, yeah, something like Yoshi or something like, you know, F-Zero or something. Top five franchises. Yeah, Xenoblade, Fire Emblem, Zelda, Mario, Smash Brothers, Mario, like maybe like Pokemon. Yeah, those are probably my favorites from Nintendo, probably. I like Donkey Kong too. I really like Donkey Kong as well. Like I really like Donkey Kong Bonanza. I don't know if that's count, like if you count it as like a Mario franchise game. But yeah, I really like those. Are all good. Those are all solid, you know, solid games. But yeah, Xenoblade for sure. Xenoblade and Fire Emblem are like my two top. New Yoshi's Island, at least your favorite Nintendo game, is the new Yoshi's Island, the new one? I think you mean Yoshi's Mysterious Book. I haven't played enough of it for me to say it's my favorite one. No, my favorite one is still the one on the Super Nintendo. I think that one's still my favorite one. Let's see. It's not about who likes Western versus Japanese games. Nintendo is all about the mass appeal to everyone. They have completely lost the plot with direct where are the games people historically buy Nintendo for. So like what? Zelda, Ocarina of Time? Whereas like that's coming out this year. Or like Splatoon, when it comes down to it, that's coming out this year as well. Or like Star Fox, we got a Star Fox game that's coming out as well this year. So like those games are what people, I don't know, like you're saying historically, so what games would you like to see instead, Mandy? Like what do you think they should have done historically for people buying Nintendo? So what games are you saying that they should have had this year? Let's see here. Metroid. I love Metroid. Metroid's one of my top. Metroid's definitely, like, 2D Metroid is in one of my top. It's like top 10 for me, 2D Metroid. I do like 2D Metroid. Metroid Prime, I don't like as much, but Metroid Prime is good too. It's really good. You know? 007 dropped the ball not having multiplayer. I don't know if they did. They sold over 3 million in like a week and a half or something. So I don't know if they did drop the ball. My son doesn't think that they dropped the ball either. He's talking. He said, no. They didn't drop the ball. Where are the games people historically buy Nintendo? Mario and Zelda. So people disappointed that they didn't see Mario. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So there's Zelda, right? So that's what I'm saying. I said it was Mario. That's really it. It's just Mario. And Mario's coming. Like, Mario's coming. Like, it's going to be 2027. We already know. If you believe Nate, that Nate said Zelda is 2026. He said Star Fox is 2026. And he said Nintendo Switch Sports was 2026. He said all that. It was all correct. He also said Mario is 2027. So it's coming 2027. That's when it's coming. You don't have to say, where are they getting? It's literally there. So you should, if you believe Nate, which I think most of you guys do, and you're saying, where's Mario? He told you it's 2027. He told you it's 2027. He said Zelda 2026. He said Mario 2027. People historically buy Nintendo for Pokemon. Pokemon already came out. We got another Pokemon game coming out in 2027. So those are the games that people buy it for. So yeah. I was hoping for a new Luigi's Mansion, but I'm not missing it when I got Fire Emblem Splatoon. Oh, I think Luigi's Mansion is coming. I do think Luigi's Mansion is coming. I don't know when it's coming, but I do think Luigi's Mansion is coming. I didn't think it was going to be this year. I didn't think they were going to announce Luigi's Mansion. I didn't think so. We still have a September Direct. I think June Direct was showing for what they're doing for this year. Yes, they actually said that. They said this Direct is for this year. So they showed the games that are coming out this year. And maybe like a game or two next year, right? They showed a few games for next year, but most of the games were for this year. In the September Direct or the later Direct, if they have one, they're going to show games for next year. You know, like they did last year. I was surprised we didn't get at least one Mario Sports spinoff. I wasn't surprised because Mario Tennis already came out this year. They weren't going to have another Mario Sports spinoff announced when Mario Tennis just came out in February, Ninmar. Let's see. A guy said online, not Nintendo. A guy said online that not Nintendo. If we need some faceless guy to tell us the bug games that are coming, Nintendo has failed. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't. What you just said is irrelevant. If we have some faceless guy to tell you, that doesn't mean anything. Nintendo hasn't failed because their system's selling better than every other system on the market right now. So, like, you're playing into online nonsense. We got to look at facts. So, no. Says, no, not Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Smash, 3D Mario, new Zelda, no remake, Mario Maker, not historically, but new, AC, etc. Ocarina of Time is cool. So half the stuff that you said seems weird. We know that 3D Mario is coming out next year, so that's already a thing. They already did Donkey Kong Bonanza, which is part of the Mario franchise that also has sold good and helped sell systems. So I don't know why you're saying 3D Mario. We already know that it's coming out in 2027. They're going to have another direct there, so that's whatever. It's just new 3D Zelda, no remake. No, it's going to be a complete reimagining of it's Zelda. It's literally Zelda. That's what traditionally helps sell systems. This is going to be a traditional Zelda that people have been asking for. By the way, don't say no remake as it doesn't count. No, it's a major, big reimagining of Zelda. It's not going to be the same Ocarina of Time, just with better graphics. They're going to change a lot of stuff. You can tell just by that how much better the graphics are. You really think that they're going to have those style of graphics that they showed Link and he's going to be sitting there and hitting in like Chambara style, like the N64? Do you actually think that? Come on now. Be real with yourself. So that Zelda game is going to get a ton of people to buy Switch 2, and that game's going to do incredible. So I think you're damage controlling a little bit there because you don't know what to say. Because all you really have here is Mario and Zelda. That's all you really have. When it comes to Animal Crossing is coming. They're still working on it. It's coming at this point. They did the Switch 2 edition. They got that more content. Obviously, it's coming. But Animal Crossing isn't always at the very launch of a system. Animal Crossing for the Nintendo Switch 1 came out in 2020. So that came out 3 years after the Nintendo Switch 2, or sorry, the Nintendo Switch 1 came out. So I don't know why you're begging or saying Animal Crossing should be here after 1 year. It came out 3 years after the Switch 1. So give it time. They're gonna do Animal Crossing. So like I'm saying, your whole list here is bad. And Mario Maker has not been what traditionally people buy. All you're just saying is Mario. It's just Mario and Zelda. That's all you're saying. You're not saying anything logically here, Bendy. You're not saying anything logically here. And nobody buys Nintendo systems for Mario Maker. What the hell? That franchise just started the Wii U. That's the worst selling system. That had Mario Maker. That's the worst selling major Nintendo system. What are you talking about? What are you talking? You need to stop giving it. You can't come here with Twitter arguments. You can't come here with Twitter arguments. You care more about quality than the sales. I fail by me messaging and quality. No, you just said where are all the games that traditionally sell systems that people buy it for? So you do care about sales. You do care about sales. You're failing here, brother. You're failing here. You just said, oh, you care about... No, you do care about sales because you just said where are all the games that people buy the system for? You just said that. So that means sales. That means big sales, right? So you do care. Come on now, man. Come on now. Let's see here. Really, it's just Mario. That's what you're... Here, let me help you. You're mad that they didn't show off 3D Mario. That's really it. That's what it comes down to, which I agree with you. 3D Mario would be great, but it's next year. There's nothing that we can do about it. It's next year. If you don't think it's if you don't think the system's worth it, then don't buy the system. Play something else. Play Wolverine or play God of War Laufey or play something else. Don't buy it. Don't, or sell your system. If you already have it, sell your system. If you don't think it's worth it, if you can't wait for 2027 or for their announcement of 3D Mario, then that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Don't play it or sell your system or whatever, you know? All right, take it easy, Kiwi. Thanks for coming out to the stream. Really what you're just saying is Mario. That's what you're saying. You're just mad that they didn't announce Mario, which is what I was trying to tell you guys when people come in here and say, "Oh, they didn't what's that? Where's the games that make me want to buy?" They're just talking about Mario. That's all they're talking about. They're either talking about Mario, they're talking about Smash Brothers. That's all they're talking about. This person probably doesn't even care about Animal Crossing. But so that's all they're talking about. They're talking. He just threw in Animal Crossing just so he can try to, you know, make it look like he's just not talking about Mario. So really what it is I didn't get Mario announced, which I've said many times, which is why there's the controversy in the title, because people are just mad about Mario. That's it. It's not anything else. It's just Mario. Let's see here. Let's see. I've seen the Ocarina of Time remake is making people who don't play video games anymore. I saw a NFL Network bro. He talked about how he's gonna end his 10-year retirement to play Ocarina of Time. he's an NFL the Kyle Brandit dude or whatever from the NFL Network. This guy is not a gamer. He does not talk about video games or much at all anything. He said he's gonna end up actually buying a Switch 2 and buying Ocarina of Time. There's gonna be a lot of people that game is gonna do incredibly well. It is going to be a big system seller. People remember Ocarina of Time. It is gonna do really well. I didn't just say Mario. You did. You did actually. You did. You said Mario Maker. And you said 3D Mario, and then you said Zelda. Zelda's coming, then you tried to damage control it by saying, oh, well, not a remake of Zelda. It's not a straight up remake of Zelda. It's literally going to be like a reimagining of it. So, no, you try it. You said Mario Maker, too. You said Mario Maker, then you said Animal Crossing. Once again, Animal Crossing came out 3 years into the life of the Nintendo Switch 1. So, I don't know why you thought that they were going to show Animal Crossing in 1 year. It came out It came out in 2020. Switch 1 came out in 2017. I don't think you were asking for Animal Crossing in 2018. You trust me, you weren't. So that's what I'm trying to say. I just broke it down to what you're really asking for is Mario. That's what you're asking for. It's just 3D Mario. If they would have shown 3D Mario, you probably wouldn't be talking right now. That's it. It's just 3D Mario. Let's see here. You can't dodge it. He's mad because it's not Mario. Like you're trying to. No, I said, no, dude, you're mad because it's not Mario. That's really it. And it's okay. Listen, guys, this is inclusive. You're allowed to say, I don't like it because they didn't announce Mario. It's okay. It's fine. It's okay to say that. You know, it's okay. It's okay to say, I didn't like the show because they didn't announce 3D Mario. Just say it with all your chest. You don't want to look like a simp or a simpleton, right? You don't want to look like, oh, I'm just begging for Mario, even though you know it's coming. You don't want to look that way, so you're making excuses and you're bringing up other things that aren't really logical here. Mario Maker. Mario Maker was never a system seller. Mario Maker was. Why are you bringing that shit up? Why are you bringing up Mario Maker, fam? Because you're trying to deviate when. Oh, I really just want 3D Mario. Let me say Mario Maker to make it sound little. You only named two you named Zelda and Mario, fam. You know Animal Crossing ain't coming out 1 year into the life of the system. It's gonna take about a few years for Animal Crossing. You know that. Same as Switch 1. You just want 3D Mario, and it's okay. You can just say, hey, you know what, OJ, you're right. I just want 3D Mario. And you're gonna get it. Nate has told you next year. You're gonna get it next year. Don't worry. This type of stuff works on Twitter, but it doesn't work in actual live debate. It don't work in live debate. Listen, guys, I'm a communication major, okay? I did debate. I did a ton of debate in high school. A ton in high school. I did communication in college. I see through nonsense. It takes me very little, and I'm old as well. I've dealt with every personality of gamer, and I'm old. I see through nonsense. You can't come here and say, you mean 3D Mario. That's what you mean. And it's okay. It's okay, man. It's okay. No, I'm not putting words in your mouth. I'm not. I'm not. You want Mario. That's what you want. You want, it's 3D Mario. That's it. That's it. And like I said, it's okay. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I wonder if you're going to change the fairy designs of Ocarina of Time because of Switch 2. They're going to change a lot of stuff. I mean, obviously they're going to base it off the original art, but it's going to look so much more detailed and different. This game is going to be a reimagining. It is not going to, they said retold. They didn't say remake. They said retold. So it's not just going to be the straight up same game. It is going to be a completely different game. Like, it's going to have the bones of, you know, Ocarina of Time. It's going to have the shell of the story and all of that, but they're going to add voice acting, obviously much higher quality graphics, much higher quality audio. They're going to add new gameplay elements to it. They're going to add probably different dungeon design. I don't think they're going to make you do, like, the water dungeon is not going to be the exact same water dungeon. They're going to redesign a bunch of things in this game. It's not going to be the exact same thing. I'm pretty sure it's going to be changed up quite a bit based off of them not showing us anything at all. If it was going to be the same thing, they would have just done like Star Fox. They would have just shown us the game if it was just going to be the same thing. But they didn't. So, I think they said reborn or retold. If I'm not correct, I think they said retold. You literally are. I never once said I want 3D Mario. You said that in the games that help sell the systems. You said 3D Mario. You said Mario. And then you said Mario Maker. And you said, and that doesn't help sell systems. So, not these weird JRPGs or small stuff like Switch Sports. Switch, see, that's what I'm saying. Nintendo Switch, you don't know what you're talking about, my man, Mendy. Nintendo Switch Sports on the Switch 1 sold 18 million units. It sold 18 million units. It's a massive game. It's huge. It's huge, bro. It sold 18. Wii Sports Resort sold like 30 million or something like that. So, you know, it's not small. It's a huge game. It sells big. People love the sports resort games and all that. It sold 18 million, fam. You know? If you don't like Xenoblade, that's fine. You don't have to like Xenoblade. But that doesn't mean it shouldn't be announced. That doesn't mean we shouldn't get it. And once again, I'm not putting words in your mouth. And I love this conversation. It's good that we have somebody that disagrees. Pretty much everybody here is like the direct. It's good that we have people here that disagree because then that makes more conversation. The problem is that your argument is thin. You really just are talking about 3D Mario. You're trying to diminish things. You're trying to add in Mario Maker. Mario Maker is not a system seller, and you know it's not. But you tried to throw it in there. You know, it's not a system seller, and you know it's not a system seller. So whatever, right? That's fine. You try to say Animal Crossing. You know good and well Animal Crossing ain't coming out in the first year of the Switch 2. Why would you say that when Animal Crossing New Horizons came out 3 years after the Switch 2? It came out 3 years into the life. So you know good and well Animal Crossing is not a year one type of game. You know that. But you threw it in there to try to make it seem as if, oh, they should have had that. You just said Mario. Really, it comes down to Mario and Zelda, right? You diminish the Ocarina of Time remake because you think it's 1-to-1, and it's not going to be 1-to-1. And then you just, and then what's left is 3D Mario. That's all that's left. It's just 3D Mario. That's it. That's all that's left that you actually said was 3D Mario. So it's okay, man. Let's see here. What do you mean by reimagining? I mean exactly what I think it is. Exactly what it sounds like. It's not going to be the exact same thing. It's not a 1-to-1 remake of Ocarina of Time. So just Ocarina of Time on the N64 with better graphics. It's not going to be that. It's going to be Ocarina of Time from the N64, but it's going to be redesigned levels. It's going to be added new details. It's going to be new stuff added in, potentially even new story elements. So think Final Fantasy VII Remake, or think, you know, Resident Evil 4 remake. Think something like somewhere between that. Let's see here. Switch Sports is a complimentary title. It's still a big multi-million selling title that sold really good though. That sold way more than Mario Maker. It actually sold more than both Mario Makers combined. Mario Maker 1 and 2, it helped sell systems more than Mario Maker ever did. So you said system selling games. You didn't know that Switch Sports actually sells systems, and it's okay. You know, it's fine. You didn't know that Nintendo Switch Sports you didn't know the sales, and that's okay, man. You know, it's okay. It's fine. You learn everything. You're learning when you come here. You're learning when you come here. I'm skipping what you're saying because now you're going in circles. You're saying I'm accusing you of saying, you're saying, oh, you put words in my mouth. I didn't. I broke down what you said, and what you said was, you know, like I said, you're making half truths, or you're making like weird arguments. You're saying system selling type games. Then you diminish an actual system seller. Well, I don't like that system seller, so it doesn't count. It's small. I don't like that one. That one's not, but Mario Maker, that one, it's not a system seller, but you know what I mean. Like, you're being weird. You're not. See you later, Tech. You're being weird. So that's the reason why I'm skipping some of your comments, because you're being weird. You're not making completely good faith discussions. So I'm skipping some of it because you just want 3D Mario, and that's what you want. So I'm kind of over it, and I don't really feel like going back and forth with you at this point, because I already like went back and forth. I think I've spent about 10 minutes on you now. So it's like, I'm not going to go back and forth. We can agree to disagree. You can like whatever you want. Or like I said, sell your Switch 2. I don't care. Sell your Switch 2 or don't buy the system. You know, do whatever you want. I don't care, man. We can just, like I said, we can just do that. I don't care. Do whatever you want. If you thought the Direct was terrible, if you don't like RPGs, that's fine. If you don't like Xenoblade, that's fine. If you don't like Fire Emblem, that's fine. Go play PlayStation and Xbox. They have better games. Switch 2 sucks. Just go do whatever you want, man. It's all good. Let's see here. Sweet Tea, thank you for the 2. I appreciate it. It says Nintendo's giving third party a chance to shine. They are. Kingdom Hearts is awesome. Kingdom Hearts is awesome, man. I'm really looking forward to seeing Kingdom Hearts. How well did Paper Mario 1000 Year Door remaster sell? I think that sold around 2 million units or so. I don't know if a new entry's coming, but I mean, probably. They always do Paper Mario, so I probably think there'll be a new one. So yeah. You know exactly what I mean? No, I don't. What you mean is that you want Mario. That's what you mean. You mean that. That's what you mean. Switch Sports isn't big enough for a point to where people go out and buy a system for it. That is a lie. People did go out and buy a system for Switch Sports. Any game that sells 10 million to 15 million to upwards of 18 million, people did actually go out there and buy it for Switch Sports. Yes, that's in my opinion. If your game sells 10 million plus, people are actually buying your system for that game. If your game sells that well, that is a system seller type game. From all the data that we have, any game that sells 10 million plus, that's a reason to go buy the system. So I'm gonna disagree. If you sell 18 million, almost 20 million, that is people did go out there and buy it. You specifically didn't go out there and buy it for it, but other people did. And there's no numbers or data that you can say that that's not true, because we consistently see Nintendo Switch Sports in the top sellers worldwide. It's just a popular game. People are going out there and buying it for that, along with other things, library of games. You like Rayman Retold? Yes, I do like Rayman Retold. Moving the goalposts. Yeah, I mean, it's the classic Twitter argument. It's easy to dispel though, because once again, on any other system, for example, Spider-Man 2, God of War, Ragnarok, those are system sellers. Those sold 10 million, and those are only 10 million. Nintendo Switch Sports sold more than God of War, Ragnarok, and Spider-Man 2. Those are both system sellers for the PlayStation 5. Nintendo Switch Sports did better than both of them. It's a system seller. No, there is a way to prove that. The sales numbers prove that. Yeah, sales numbers prove that. So when you have a high selling game, those are the system selling games. That is literally how you prove that. What are the most popular games that people are picking up for the system? Nintendo Switch Sports is one of those. The reason why people bought the Wii was because of Wii Sports, because of Wii Sports Resort. Those were system sellers. One of the reasons why, you look at the highest selling games, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, or you look at something like, for the Wii Fit. You look at something like Mario Galaxy. These are some of the highest selling, best reviewed games. So the highest selling games are the ones that people buy the system for. That is factual. So yeah. No, the sales numbers do. They do. Nintendo's even said it themselves as well. So no, they do. It just disproves your argument. So you're going to sit there and say, no, it doesn't. You can't prove it. No, I can. Because people are picking up the system and picking up the game new every single week. If your system is being picked up every single week in good droves, and that game is constantly selling with new systems, people are picking it up for that. They're going out there, buying the system, buying the game. Over a long course of time. That's a system seller. Plain and simple. You just don't like the game. So therefore, and it disputes your whole argument. So therefore, you're trying to diminish it and you're trying to say you can't prove it. But that's literally how every single game has operated until now. Why is Smash Brothers a system seller? Well, because it sells a lot. I can't prove that every people go out there and buy Smash Brothers every time for this. No, well, duh. People buy Smash Brothers and buy, it's a system seller because it sold a lot. Mario Odyssey sold a lot. It's a system seller. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, it's a system seller. It sold a lot. The games that sell the most help sell the system. Plain and simple. People buy it for the games that sold the most. That's just it, man. It is what it is. I'm sorry, you know, but that's just how it is. No, I don't need to show you that. I don't need to show you that because that's how it is for all the games. You're trying to say that Spider-Man and God of War did that, but you can't show me it did that for PlayStation. But yet you're trying to tell me it did that. You use sales numbers and impact to say that it sold that for PlayStation, but when I do the same thing for Switch Sports, you say no. You say no, it didn't. So no, I'm not going to show you that because I don't have to. Just like I don't have to show you that for PlayStation. I don't have to show you that Forza Horizon helps sell Xboxes because obviously it does. You know, whenever the small increase that they got, or let's just say the 360 or the whatever, right? Or Gears of War helped sell Xbox 360s. It did. I don't have to show you that Mario Odyssey helped sell Nintendo Switch 1s. I don't have to show you that Breath of the Wild helped sell Switch 1s, you know? I don't have to show you those things. It's obviously apparent with the sales numbers. People are picking up the system and picking up the game. Plain and simple. It helped it sell. Do you think Ocarina Remake will outsell Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom? No. Because those sold like crazy. So I don't think those will, no. So listen, hey man, I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you, man. So there's two options that we have here, okay? There's two options that we have here. We can turn this into where I make money, okay? So you can get a mic, get a camera, and we can debate it since you want to debate it. So you can put yourself out there. If you really feel this is important to you, send me an email or a DM and we can continue it live because like, guys, I'm spending way too much time on you and I don't want to be mean. Or you can pay me as you go. So I'm going to ask for about $10 per argument, okay? So I'll read off this last one and then I'm going to cap you at this because I spent way too much time on you. I'm not trying to be mean. So Mendy, I'm going to read this last one and I'm going to be done. So if you want to keep going back, I'm going to need 10. And if I'm not, I'm going to time you out. Okay, man. Sorry. I'm trying to be nice and I'm trying to move on and just say, hey, look, we can agree to disagree. Sell your Switch too, but you keep going. You seem really angry about this. So that you're getting embarrassed at this point. So I'm going to read this last one and then I'm going to move on. Okay. What games do people still talk about? People still talk about Nintendo Switch Sports because it still sells. What games are more stunning and impressive? That's subjective. That doesn't matter. What games have better cinematic and flair and fidelity? That's irrelevant to how a system, to what games help sell a system. Wii Sports sold more than a lot of cinematic games. Wii Sports helped sell the Wii more than a lot of cinematic games. That's irrelevant. Switch Sports or God of War? Ridiculous argument. That's not the argument. The argument isn't what's more bigger and better graphics. That's stupid. That doesn't matter. That's not what helps sell the system more, is what has bigger or better graphics. It's by the sales numbers. So no, your argument is ridiculous. And I'm done here. All right. Thanks, man. I appreciate it though. We're done here though. I just crushed that whole last argument that you have there. Anyway, how often are you live? I'm live almost 5 days out of the week. Spider-Man 2 sold 17 million units according to that logic. That was not a system seller. Nope, not a system seller. But it had big graphics, so it was a system seller. I know, can't prove it, but you know, it just was because I think the graphics are good, because the cinematics are great. Well, that's a system seller because the cinematics are good. It's ridiculous, dude. Let's see here. The time shenanigans and Ocarina of Time prime material or for reimagining events is adding surprises to the narrative. Yeah. Let's see here. Cinematic. That's a code weird for Pony. Yeah, this is definitely a hardcore PlayStation fan. Salty. This is because he's trying to compare the impact of graphics of what a system seller is, as if Switch 2, which has significantly less graphics, doesn't beat the tar out of all of Sony's first-party games with better graphics. Look at Sorrows. Look at Ghost of Yotei. Look at all these games. They get absolutely crushed by Nintendo Switch Sports, by Animal Crossing, by all these random Nintendo Switch 1 games with way less graphics have absolutely destroyed Sony's first-party games in sales. So that's irrelevant. That's not what a system seller is or not, whether the graphics or cinematics. It's what people want to play. It's what people buy the system for. It's by the sales results. It's not by how you feel about the graphics. That's irrelevant at the end of the day. Animal Crossing graphics suck. That game sold 50 million. Like, Animal Crossing graphics they don't suck. They're just so simplistic and basic. That game sold, how much did that game sold 50 million, dude? You know, so like so yeah, that doesn't matter. Let's see here. OJ, will you try Final Fantasy Resonance? What's your thoughts? Yes, I will try. I think it's going to be good. Yeah, Tomodachi Life is selling like crazy right now. That game's graphics look dumb. They look bad. They do not look... Tomodachi Life does not have good graphics. And that game has sold, what, over 4 million? So, yeah. It outsold Saros and pretty much all of Sony's most recent first-party games, with the exception of... I think Ghost of Yotei sold maybe a little bit more, but I think Tomodachi Life might outsell. I think it's going to outsell Ghost of Yotei. Let's see. My room is cool. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Salt levels over 9,000. Babylon's Fall would have been a system seller, as if it was cinematic. LOL. Yeah, nice joke on that one. Oh, man. Oh, Simeon Coin. Let me get that. Sorry, I was in a rant slash discussion, so I missed that. Sorry about that, Simeon Coin. Let me get it. Choose Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Mortal Kombat Trilogy, N64 theme. N64 theme. OJ, what's up, OJ? Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition playing on Switch 2 well, or do you recommend Switch 2 docked and Switch 1 boost mode for portable? I recommend the Switch 2 edition. They did a little bit better job than Xenoblade Chronicles X. It's still not perfect though, but it's definitely a little bit better. It gets you that 60 FPS is needed for Xenoblade, in my opinion. So yeah, that 60 FPS is needed. I think it's this song. Shout out Simeon Coin. Sorry about taking so long to get you your music, man. I literally do not own a PlayStation or Xbox. I don't know about that. The fact that you tried to bring up graphics as to what is a system seller or not, like I said, I'm not trying to, like I said, we can agree to disagree, but either you're really stupid or it's like you're just trolling or you're just trying to get a rise out of the streamer right now, because that's the dumbest thing that I've ever heard. There are so many games with trash graphics or bad graphics that sell systems. Once again, Animal Crossing is nowhere near as detailed, and it sold more than Spider-Man, God of War, and many other Sony games all combined. And that game does not have good graphics. It's very simplistic and basic, and it's even 30 FPS. And that game sold, that's a huge system seller, and that game sold incredible. So we all know Minecraft does not have great graphics. Minecraft has been a big system seller for lots of platforms. You know, why people buy a system is Minecraft. That's one. So, I mean, Among Us. So there's plenty of games that people buy systems for, third and first party wise, that don't have good graphics. But people are buying it for it or getting the system for it. So yeah, that's silly. So that's why I thought maybe, you know, you have your hardcore Sony, because that's something that somebody that's hardcore Sony would say. Like, look at Wii Sports. I mean, the graphics in Wii Sports suck. They're so basic that helps sell the Wii like crazy. So graphics don't play a part into like if a game is super popular or not. Sure, some people might buy a game because of graphics, but that's not the be all end all when it comes to a comparison. So says Pokemon graphics are terrible, ran bad, sold like crazy. Yeah, and Pokemon's definitely a system seller. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet was a massive system seller. Huge bump up in sales with Pokemon. So, and that has bad graphics and all that. So that's irrelevant. You're bringing, you know, so it's all good though. I think this person's just kind of like a troll though, so it's fun. Dang, OJ, why are PS5 games catching strays? I'm not trying to catch strays. I'm just, it's fun. Like I said, it's so good that we had somebody that disagrees. You know, that because once again, a lot of you guys, we're all RPG fans. We're all like Xeno fans and Fire. Not all of us, but we all like Fire Emblem. I think Buster says that he didn't like the direct or whatever. But a lot of us here, we all like the same stuff, because that's why. I mean, that's the content that I make. I make Zelda, RPG, Xenoblade, obviously stuff like that. So people obviously are gonna like this direct if you like all that. Somebody else comes in that doesn't like that, but you can tell once again. I already told you guys beforehand I already told you guys beforehand that it's really just Mario. That's all it is. And that was this whole conversation kind of confirmed it. So I'm actually glad that he actually came in here and did that. So at this rate, no one's buying a $500 system for Switch Sports. You and I both know this. What Nintendo needed here was major franchises, not just CGI looking tooling and third parties. Okay, well, we'll see the sales numbers. How about that? We'll see the sales numbers, and we'll see how well the system does or not. All right, so we'll see how well the system does based off the sales numbers. So you're already losing in Japan, and we'll see how well the system sells around Nintendo Switch Sports Resort. We'll see how much it sells and what people are buying around then. How about that? You can come back. Ashoka Tano with the $5 dono says, "What's the controversy surrounding Xenoblade Genesis? I don't know how the characters look, but the setting looks amazing. People just think that it doesn't look like Xenoblade enough, so that's really it." In your opinion, what do you think they dropped the Chronicles for Xenoblade Genesis? Because it's no longer part of the Chronicles, which would be like the Cloth Saga. Xenoblade 1, 2, and 3 are all part of the Cloth Saga. This is no longer part of that, so therefore it's the beginning. So Xenoblade Genesis. So it's the beginning of something new, or it's the beginning of what even happened in the Xenoblade universe. But it's not part of that chapter or that chronicle of Xenoblade games. That is my analysis. Let's see here. Bluntsy with the $1 dono says, "Can you play Xenoblade X theme?" I can. Before I have to play the right Mortal Kombat theme. Mortal Kombat Trilogy, N64, Choose Your Destiny. Choose Your Destiny. Thank you for the support. Sorry about taking so long, Simeon Coin. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. What about Rhythm Heaven? Rhythm Heaven does not sell well. It does not sell like crazy numbers, so therefore I would not say that Rhythm Heaven is a system seller. No. Have you checked out Xeno 1 Switch 2 Edition? I have checked out Xeno 1 Switch 2 Edition. It's pretty smooth. It's pretty sleek. So yeah. Let's see. I promise you to not sell Nintendo Switch 2 front loaded, and I promise you that you just wanted to know Mario. That's what that's what you were just looking for Mario. That's really all that you were looking for. And I promise you that you didn't know how much Nintendo Switch Sports actually sold. And I promise you you didn't know that it sold 18 million units, and you're just looking for Mario. That's what I promise you, by the way. So I promise you those two things, that all you're looking. I promise you that if 3D Mario was announced, you wouldn't be talking right now for 2027. You just don't like RPGs. You don't like RPGs, and obviously you don't like Nintendo Switch Sports, but that's fine. But you just don't like RPGs, and you don't want to wait for the announcement of 2027, even though you know that it's coming. So that's really it. I promise you that's your angle here. I promise you that. NX Revolution with the $5 dono. I appreciate that. Shout outs for the 5. Let's go.
I'm so tired of this argument. People only buy Nintendo hardware to play the same specific Nintendo franchises. The Switch 2 selling as well as it is continuously is proving that wrong. It's a part of it, sure, but tons of people like to play other games.
Like I said, really what it comes down to, NX, is that we have the sales numbers to back that up, right? What my man Famby is saying, basically he's just saying he wants 3D Mario. That's all he's really saying. That's really what it comes down to. He just wants that. And that's okay. I mean, I think we can all see that. But like I said, it's good that we have somebody that disagrees, so that everybody doesn't have to agree on the same thing. But it's fun because it's easy to, I love debate and discussion, especially when people aren't very good at it. I think that, no, that's me. I shouldn't say that. Famby, he did his best. He tried. Especially, like, it's hard to debate against somebody like the streamer who has a mic and you don't. It's hard to do that. You know, especially when you don't know what you're talking about. It's even harder when you don't know what you're talking about. When you don't know sales numbers, or when you lie or manipulate or try to say 3D, like Mario Maker is a system, like stupid stuff like that, right? Like, it makes it harder to debate in that type of way. Like when you have to scramble against somebody that knows more than you. That's so I give him an A for effort. I think the effort was there, but it just fell short. Mario Maker's never been a system seller. You know, he just wants Mario. Like I've been saying at X, like he just wants Mario. Mario Maker is not a system seller by any means. It's just not. It doesn't sell enough to be that. But you know, it's okay. It is what it is. Like, let's see here. Sure, you'd have the exact same issue. Sure, you would. No problem, brother. No problem.
Slight change of subject. I was checking Marvelous's reports to shareholders this week, and it was very revealing. They said Titanic Cyan extremely underperformed and they had to write off a huge loss this past fiscal year.
Wait, you're an investor in it. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing right now. I'm so sorry, Ocarina. I totally should not be laughing right now. But I mean, yo, what did I tell you though? These people, Marvelous, quite possibly the dumbest. I don't know what they were thinking. I have no idea what they literally tried to make it into a PlayStation and Xbox game, and they jeopardized everything because I can't even fathom. Oh my God, what were they what were they thinking? What were they thinking? There's nothing about debating you is hard at all. Hey, get a mic, get a cam. You want to come through? We can do it live if you want, man. We can do it live. I mean, because all your arguments got destroyed. So I mean, like, and we'll put it up and we can see. We'll see who. We can do it on a neutral channel. We can do it on what's it called? We can do it on Flipping the Switches channel. So if you're afraid of maybe everyone just agreeing with me, we can do it somewhere else. Get a mic, get a cam. You like if you're good at it, let's do it. Let's see if you can bring the numbers, bring everything. Bring your stats. Let's do it. I'm down. Generational fumble by Marvelous. Second part of the question was start to Xeno 1 or set out ordering number. Start with Xeno. Go Xeno 1. Do 1, 2, 3, then X. Just do that. Just do it in that order. State 1, 2, 3, X. Mario will come. Just finished the first year of the Switch 2. Yep. Next year. He's arguing dishonestly and bragging about anecdotal 124 IQ. I disregarded that comment because obviously he does not have a 124 IQ. His IQ is very average. His IQ is very average. It's not at one. It's definitely not heightened. It's probably an average. It's an average IQ. And the reason why I say it's an average IQ is because you don't go into people with high IQs don't go into discussions or arguments without knowing what they're even talking about. He didn't know that Nintendo Switch Sports sold 18 million. He had no idea that it did. And then once he found out that it did, he immediately moved to damage control or moved the goalposts. He immediately moved to that. So, oh, you can't prove. Oh, because he didn't know. He didn't know that it sold that much. And I can tell that he didn't know. He said small stuff. There's no such thing as a small game that sells 18 million. That's not true. So once again, intelligent people don't say things like that. You know, high IQ people don't do stuff like that. That's one thing that I've learned from being around people that are a lot higher IQ than me, and where I make the mistakes and I say things. Sometimes I still do it here. Sometimes I make mistakes. I don't have a super high IQ, but it's definitely higher than his. So yeah. Let's see here. Nope. I definitely destroyed every argument that you had. Yeah, I destroyed every argument that you had. Mario Maker's not a system seller. You shouldn't have included it. Animal Crossing comes out 3 years after the Switch one. I'm not sure why you're asking for it now. Legend of Zelda is a complete reimagining. It's not just that. It's Zelda. People are going to buy the system for that. It was one of the most hyped and most viewed trailers across this whole thing. So really all it boils down to is Zelda. Or is Mario. That's all it boils down to for you. That's it. That's all you listed. You listed just those three. You said Zelda, you said Mario, 3D Mario, normal Mario, you said Mario Maker, and then you said Animal Crossing. I literally destroyed every single point that you have until it's just 3D Mario. That's it. You don't have any other points. That was your reasoning in terms of the games that they should have shown. It was literally just comes down to 3D Mario. Let's see. Hey OJ, do you think Fire Emblem Physical being 70 to 80 means Fire Emblem on the price level of Mario Kart 80, or does this mean that the next Mario Zelda would be 80, 90? I don't think the next Mario Zelda is going to be 80, 90. I think that all of Nintendo's biggest games are now going to be 80 physical. So Mario Kart World, that's a huge game. Obviously, that's a huge game. So that's going to be 80, but that's not 70 digital, though. You still can't get that game for 70 digital. So going forward with their new pricing, you're going to see probably Pokemon. You're probably going to see, 3D Mario. You're probably going to see Zelda. Those are all going to be 80, 70. I just learned that Chronicles was added only for North America market. Japan, it's Xenoblade. So Genesis is probably a prequel to the Colossus. Yeah, Japan, it's still that, but I'm just talking about for the Western market. Let's see. I listed more, so go back and read. I'm not going back. No. Those were the first things you listed, and that's what you said on there. And you just you said 2 Mario games in there in your first one. You said 2 Mario games, so I'm not going back and listing it. You can list it again though if you want. If you want, you can list it again, but I'm not going back and looking at it because your first statement was literally Mario, Zelda, Mario Maker, Animal Crossing. That was your first one, so. You listed Mario twice. Let's see here. I might have to replay Ocarina of Time 3D this week to prepare for the remake. You might. People want the entire Switch 2 generation. Then once Nintendo has nothing left, they will say, "Where are the games?" I swear it should be required for every core gamer. Yeah, man. What is even this argument about? He's saying that Nintendo should have released, like where's all the big games that help the reason why people buy a Nintendo Switch for. He's disregarding, you know, Donkey Kong. He disregards Mario Kart World. He ignores all that stuff. And really, he really just means 3D Mario. That's what he means.
I have 100 stocks and $3 each. Lol. On the other hand,
okay.
Moon Factory and Story of Seasons did well due to the Switch 2. But all the profits was eaten by the loss on Titanic Cyan. By the way, their Pokemon arcade game and claw machines are doing well, lol.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, they got cooked by Titanic Scion. That's crazy. How about the drama with the Sharma and PlayStation? The whole thing about canceling a game at PlayStation she was crazy, and all was crazy. Is she trying to start a rivalry again? I think she's trying to just bring back Xbox in terms of that, you know. So when it comes to that, if you guys have questions, you can tag me at PlayerEssence #PlayerEssence by itself. I'm more than happy to read them. I'll even read Fanby because I think at this point he's just kind of molding. So I'll keep on reading what he says. Because I said 2 Mario games, yes, because you said 2 Mario games, yes. And I said that really it's just Mario, and that's what it was. You even admitted, even in that same comment, that Mario Maker is not really a system seller. So you contradicted your own point within your point. And then he says, is that because I only listed Mario? Is that because you want to confirm your own proof and not reading absurdity? No, I read your first statement was 2 Mario games, and I said it's really more about Mario, and that's what it was. You contradicted your own point within your first point by saying Mario Maker's not really a system seller. So I stopped kind of taking you seriously after that. You literally argued against yourself. You brought up Mario Maker, and like I said, it was all just Mario. Really, at the end of the day. I mean, let's be real here. It's not my fault that you mentioned that you said Mario Maker. You're the one who said, and you said, okay, that's not really a system seller. You're the one who disproved your own point by putting in stuff that's not a system seller, but still putting it in there. I didn't tell you to do that. It's not my fault. Why are you mad at me? Oh man, let's see. Let's end this argument. So it's Nintendo system seller. This year it's gonna be Ocarina of Time. Definitely Splatoon Raiders is gonna help out. Splatoon's always been big. I think Splatoon Raiders is gonna do well, especially in Japan. They've got a bundle for it. Dustbloods can be one if the From Software fans pull up, but I don't think they're really going to. And then of course Nintendo Switch Sports Resort. I think that's going to help sell quite a bit as well. Pokemon Pocopia, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Obviously legacy games help sell the system. Donkey Kong Bonanza has been helping to sell the system as well. Mario Kart World, also one of the bigger sellers. Pokemon Legends ZA, that's helping to sell the system. All of those are going to continue to sell. I didn't realize it was past 8 until now. Yep. I want Switch 2. I think this will be a good year. Yep. That's insane. Mario Kart World is already at 14 million. And Pocopia is the best seller every week on the eShop. System sellers already here. Yeah, but I think he's talking about like upcoming games. Upcoming games. Yeah. It's clear that Xbox brand has been terrible for a while now. Going back to exclusivity probably is the best for them, assuming the games are good. I mean, they might not. I mean, if they don't make any money, though, that's going to be a big problem if they don't make any money, you know? Says exclusive that sells well are system sellers because you can't get them anywhere else. That's the logical thing, but you know, obviously I can't prove it even though the sales numbers say it. Bro, Blackbone got a Switch 2, LMAFO, Ocarina of Time, Fire Emblem, Xenoblade, got that, man. Did he buy one recently? Did he buy one like recently, or did he already have it? It wasn't just Mario. The major thing is large IP that everyone is excited for. Smash, 3D Mario, Animal Crossing, Luigi's Mansion. Mario also has Mario. Mario has Mario. Animal Crossing, I already told you, that comes out 3 years into the life of the Switch 1. Animal Crossing, there needs to be games for later, my boy. There needs to be games. We already addressed Animal Crossing. I told you why Animal Crossing's a bad point. I already addressed this. Animal Crossing came out 3 years into the life of the Nintendo Switch 1. I don't know why you're expecting it so early here. That's stupid. It came out 3 years. You gotta wait a bit for Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is going to be at least 2 to 3 years into the life of the system, not within the first year. They're not going to announce that. So I don't know why you keep mentioning that. Luigi's Mansion is a Mario franchise game. It is a spin-off from Mario where you play as Luigi. That one's probably coming too. They're probably going to get 3D Mario out first. They like to get 3D Mario out first before Luigi's Mansion. So you're going to get 3D Mario in 2027. Then Luigi's Mansion is going to be after that. Luigi's Mansion was also 2019, if I'm not correct. So that was 2 years after the Switch 2 came out. So yeah, that was 2019. So we'll see if they announce something maybe next year for Luigi's Mansion. You're mentioning games that came out multiple years into the last cycle, but then you're saying they should have already announced it now 1 year in, which is stupid. I already told you got a bad point, bruh. Like, come on, man. You don't... It's just Mario, variations of Mario. Luigi's Mansion, Smash Brothers. Give me the Smash with Mario in it. Give me 3D Mario. That's all you're saying. We already talked about that. You don't have any real points, brother. You don't have anything. It's okay. I don't know. You seem... This is... Like I said, I think you're mauled. And I think every comment where I do this to you, you mauled, you get mad even more. So I find it funny. So that's why I'm just not... I'm actually just keep going. Because I think it's funny. You're demanding games that came out multiple years into the Switch 1's life to be announced right away and to overshadow games that they already have, like Splatoon Raiders or like Star Fox or like Dust Bloods or like Fire Emblem or like Switch Sports or like Ocarina. You want them to blitz everything in 2026. That's stupid. They're not going to do that. They're going to have games that come out throughout the life of the system. 2 years in, 3 years in, 4 years in. There's going to be those system sellers as well. All that stuff doesn't come out within the first 1 year or announced within the first year. So you don't have any point, brother. You're just talking, which is fun. You're just talking. With the Switch 2 editions of Xenoblade games, do you think now is a good time to get into the series? Of course. Of course. I hate that the situation of Xbox has put themselves in. Great video you did on them. It's going to get worse for Xbox, all because bad decisions like shutting down the studios and layoffs. Yeah, I agree. It's not going to get good. Best time to get into Xenoblade is now at this point. Did you know Gaming posted a Tezuka interview post-retirement where he said Star Fox was his last project and they forgot about Mario. They forgot about Mario. Let's see here. Are these Nintendo's largest IPs or not? Yes, Zelda's one of the largest IPs. Yes, Splatoon's one of their largest IPs. Yes, Nintendo Switch Sports is one of their largest IPs. Yes, they are. Because all those have sold really well. So yes, those are their largest IPs. 3D Mario is only one that counts as the big Mario title, not Luigi's Mansion. Luigi's Mansion is also one of their biggest IPs. Smash Brothers is also one of their biggest IPs. Both of those games have Mario or Mario franchise type games in them. Okay, next. Xbox throws a bone to Die Hard because they will sell PS5s. Nintendo hold Mario. Makes sense for 2027. So many big games. Yes, there are a lot of big games coming. Not only Mario, OJ, but we could also have Mario Maker, Mario Golf, Smash, Mario Party, Donkey Kong, Paper Mario, Mario plus Rabbids, Nintendo Land, Princess Peach. No Mario here. See, no Mario in any of those, right? No Mario franchise games. Oh my gosh. No, let him keep doing the back and forth. It's fun. I'm gonna answer you guys' other questions too. I'll just let him keep going. I mean, I get paid for this, he doesn't, so I don't mind. He's doing this for free, so I think it's fun. Thank you, Uncarlo, for the 5 though, man. I appreciate that, fam. If this all happened for the Mario spin-offs, would have sequels by now with games. If this all happened, well, they're gonna save it. They're gonna release them in due time, like they did with Switch 1. All this stuff wasn't announced in the first year for Switch 1, so. I really need to go to bed and work, but having too much fun listening to you cook this guy's stupid arguments. If you guys have other questions, I'll answer your other questions too. I'll answer them. I won't just... I went back and forth with that guy for a while because I thought it was fun because somebody actually disagreed with me, so that was good. Mario can eat trash. I know, Elias, you hate Mario. We need more info on Ocarina of Time. I'm upset with them not giving info about. Besides, Nate was right. Well, we're gonna get... Obviously, they're gonna do a 40th anniversary blog because the game is coming out this year, so they're gonna give you more info. We're literally already halfway through the year, so don't worry. There's nothing to be upset about. Trust me. Just confirm that it was correct and confirm that it's coming out this year. Confirm that it's not a 3DS port like people were going to say. And then they're going to do a blowout of information. Probably like a Zelda 40th anniversary direct in the next, I would say, couple months maybe. I think probably in August. I would probably say maybe like in August. Because they don't have any games set for August right now. I think August might be a good month for that. Or they just might wait for the September Nintendo Direct. And they'll probably talk about it more at the September Nintendo Direct. So. And there's nothing to overshadow the Switch 2 has no large interesting games coming. Well, that's your opinion, but that's obviously the numbers disagree with that. Ocarina of Time is getting huge numbers when it comes to that. Splatoon is also getting huge numbers, and Fire Emblem's been a big seller for them for quite some time. That sold over, I think that sold 5 million units. So yeah, numbers don't say that. And remember, Nintendo Switch Sports sold 18 million units as well. That sold more than God of War and Spider-Man, just to let you know. So let's see. Our Luigi's Mansion, it would be good. Once again, no facts, just you just have your opinion. You just have your opinion. Let's see here. I'm happy or whatever. The fake plumber doesn't get a spot in the direct. Yeah. Are you gonna play Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix? I think it's called Rhythm Heaven Groove, not Mega Mix. That's the name of like Mike and Ike's. Mike and Ike's Mega Mix. Those are like candies. I think you mean Rhythm Heaven Groove. And yes, I'll play Rhythm Heaven Groove. Yeah. What numbers are those games out? We're going off the franchise themselves and the numbers that they did beforehand, right? Because those are big IPs, so we're going off of that. Yeah, Splatoon is a big IP. Zelda's a big IP. Nintendo Switch Sports sold 18 million, so we're going off the IP based on how well it sells, right? Right? Is that what we're doing? Fire Emblem, Nintendo even said themselves Fire Emblem is a big IP to them. They said that years ago. Fire Emblem is one of their big IPs. So going off what Nintendo says and going off of Fire Emblem Three Houses, that sold 5 million units. That's a big IP to them. So, you know, facts. I know you don't like it, Famby. You're not a fan of facts. You're a fan of opinions. You're a fan of how you feel. I get it though. Is Pikmin a big IP? No, not according to Nintendo. Hey, what's up? The Nintendo's here, tapping in. I still can't believe Splatoon is 11 years old. I can. I remember it when it first got. I know it was a long time ago when I first played that game. I played it. I was one of the first people to ever play Splatoon. I played it at E3. I got invited to E3. Well, I qualified to E3 more like it, and I went in 2014 and I did play Splatoon. I was one of the first people to ever play it. I got in line real quick, rushed to the place, got in line real quick, and I played Splatoon against a bunch of other people. And it was fun. It was cool. Hey OJ, what's up, my Cali brother? Hey, what's up, man? Welcome. PlayerEssence might be Rhythm Heaven. Yeah, Rhythm Heaven Groove. Rhythm Heaven Groove. So annoying people say there's no games to Switch 2, bro. Those don't interest you. The sales numbers, I mean, they've been saying that since last year. The sales numbers tell a different tale. So Switch 2 is the best selling system in the world right now. Home console. And Switch 2's best selling in Japan, obviously. And it's also the, when it comes to games, it has multiple games within like top sellers for all different regions. Japan, UK, US. So, I mean, there's opinions and then there's facts, you know? So, it's all good. Excuse me. Say Nintendo, good first party output because he says of his outsource still his first. Wait, what are you trying to say, Elias? Let me see what that says. Give me a second. Oh, what Genki says, Nintendo first-party development starting to run into the same issues as everyone else in the industry. Switch 2 has higher fidelity games that take longer to make. I don't think we can expect the same release cadence as their big first-party games. Nintendo has to rely more on outsourced partners, remakes, Switch 2 editions, third parties to keep up software lineup strong, in my opinion. That's fairly accurate. It's somewhat accurate because they are relying on like Dust Bloods. They're relying on like Nintendo Switch 2 editions. They're relying on, you know, Velen Studios to make Star Fox. So that's somewhat accurate, somewhat. And Nintendo themselves even said that their games are going to take longer to make. But I don't think they're running into the same issues as like Microsoft and Sony. No, I don't think it's that bad. But it's not to that level because they still have way more first party output than them this year at least. So. And I think Fire Emblem is also partially outsourced, right? It's Intelligent Systems, which they don't own Intelligent Systems. And I think it's also Koei Tecmo for that game, so. If you tell him Nintendo output is good, he'll say it's just because outsourced. That's a lame excuse. Well, the thing about it is that Nintendo's a big publisher. They have their big games. I mean, they've outsourced many things before in the past. Like even with the Wii U, they outsourced stuff on the Wii U. Star Fox, for example, was not made by Nintendo, right? I mean, you look at Smash Brothers, that's not made by Nintendo. I mean, there's Nintendo developers on it, but it's Bandai Namco, it's Masahiro Sakurai, right? Kid Icarus, that was made by Sora, that was made by Masahiro Sakurai and his team that he put together. So Nintendo has outsourced many different games before in the past. Lots of games. Look at Bayonetta. Bayonetta, that's Platinum Games. They just published that one. Look at Hyrule Warriors. That's not Nintendo either. So a lot of their staples are not actually from them. Even in the Switch 1 era, a lot of their staples not necessarily directly from them. Look at Echoes of Wisdom or Link's Awakening. Those are made by Grezzo. Nintendo does not own Grezzo. Mario and Luigi. Who made Mario and Luigi? I don't know if that wasn't from Nintendo either. So a lot of their games have been outsourced or have been to the point where they get other developers that they work or collaborate with to get things done. So that's not anything new with that. So yeah. Well, there's no price increase right now here in the US. So yeah. And the direct is one of the worst in history. All right, one of the worst in history. All right, no problem. No problem. I think it's actually one of the better directs, believe it or not. But what directs were better? What direct do you feel that was like way better than this direct? What were the best directs in the history? Quickly, without looking it up, what were the best directs? So let me know in the next 10 seconds. What's the best direct, Famby? And I need to know it in 10 seconds. I need you to not look it up. I need you to tell me right now. What are the best directs? June 2023. The one that had Mario in it. Nintendo Switch presentation. Let's see here. Alpha Dream made Mario and Luigi. Alpha Dream. No, Mario and Luigi Brothership. Not Mario and Luigi Brothership. The ones that had Mario in it were the best ones, right? Was that the ones that had the best ones were Mario? People arguing about directs in the showcases and got games left and right. Too many games. Awesome. I forget too. Yeah, he hasn't answered yet. He's looking it up. Acquire. Okay, yeah, Acquire did make it. So yeah, that was outsourced as well. OJ getting rage baited. No, I'm rage baiting him. This dude, I'm getting paid for this. I've actually just been messing with him for like the last minute or two, and I've been answering other people's questions too. But I'm actually rage baiting him. He's doing this for free. I get paid. I get paid for this. He's doing it for free. So he's been here for 30 minutes plus, arguing back and forth. And I've just been messing with him. For like the last, I would say 15 minutes, I've just been messing with him. March 2018, E3 2017, January 2017, June 19th, April 2015. I can go on. Good directs have something for everyone, especially early in the life system. March 2018. All right, March 2018. What were the best games from March 2018? Tell me that right now. Without you look that up, but what were the best games from March 2018? The best first party games. Go ahead. Go. And don't wait. Stop taking so much time. Just type it out. You're here, so just type it out. What was the best first party games from March 2018? Go ahead. Shoot. This is fun, man. I love this. I love it. I saw people on Twitter do this too as well, so it's great that we have somebody here that's at least willing to do this. This group would say Nintendo Cadence is worse than Switch 2 than Switch 1. They had more new games. Oh, I think he's just talking about... Genki was just talking about first party stuff, like developed by Nintendo themselves. Go ahead. I'm still waiting, Famby. Where are the games? Go ahead. What were all the big first-party games from Nintendo? Smash. And... October expansion? What's an October expansion? What does that mean? DLC? DLC? This man said Splatoon Raiders is coming out. That was in the direct too, my boy. Splatoon Raiders was also in the direct that we got. What are you talking about? They literally had Splatoon Raiders, which is way bigger than the Octo expansion. You named one game and you named one piece of DLC. You're a fraud. This is too much fun. This is way too much. Dude, as soon as he mentioned March 2018, I was like, oh, this guy's cooked. Because I remember March 2018. This man mentioned one game and an expansion and said that it has something for everyone. One game and an expansion. Wow. Says, well, don't be rational. Dude, come on now, man. Splatoon Raiders was in this recent direct too, so it even had Splatoon. It had Splatoon in this most recent direct, so whatever on that one. And it basically, like I said, it's just anything with Mario in it. Smash Brothers has Mario. It's just Mario, bro. Like it always comes back to Mario. Oh my gosh, man. It always comes back to Mario, dude. He named one game and one expansion and said, oh my god, look at all the stuff that we got. Epic fail. Epic fail. Apart from Smash and Torna 2. I knew he can't, listen, I knew Torna was in there, but I knew he wouldn't mention Torna because it's Xenoblade. So he got debated. I knew he wouldn't mention Xenoblade because, wait a minute, we can't mention that. It's Xenoblade. Everybody hates Xenoblade, right? This is great, dude. This is great. I thought it would never get a never get a Switch 2, but Xenoblade made me get it. And also Fire Emblem, yeah. Fire Emblem, Xenoblade, great games. Apart from Smash and Nintendo 2018 was trash. That's pretty much what they had. I think they had Mario Tennis in 2018 as well. Yeah, he was debated. DLC, dude, did you guys see the DL? That was, oh my god. Octo expansion DLC in Smash Brothers. So much content. So many system sellers. Octo expansion and Smash Brothers. Dude, oh my goodness. So many bangers. DLC in one game. Oh man, you were cooked at that one. You should have left that one off the list, brother. You made one mistake. You made a mistake, brother. You should have left that one off. It invalidated everything else that you said. You should have went more conservative, brother. Let's see here. Nintendo Switch 2 had Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Dragon Drive, Pokemon Legends Z8, Air Riders, Zelda AOC, Metroid Prime 4, Mario Tennis, Pokopia, Tomodachi, Champions, and Yoshi. Those are 12 games. Nintendo Switch 1 had 11 in year one. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's more games. Yeah, Smash DLC. Wow. Yeah, Smash and DLC. Yeah, that's it. Oh, here's the problem, guys. It's not the amount. It's that I got what I wanted. It's because Smash Brothers is big. All right, man. You said that there's a bunch of stuff. Really, it's just what you want. It's just what you wanted. The direct it's just what you wanted. It's not that there was a ton of stuff or that there was something for everyone. It was literally just one game that you got. It's okay, man. I think at this point, you're a schizo, so I think it's funny. I think it's funny. Notice how they mentioned Xenoblade 2 whenever they talk about Switch 2 in 2017. By your logic, any direct without Smash will just be weak. Any direct for him, it's any direct without Mario, Zelda, or Smash. That's pretty much. It's like I said, it just comes down to Mario. It just comes down to Mario. So yeah, man. You have a serious schizophrenic problem. You're definitely a video game schizo. You're a video game schizo. I'm gonna keep calling you. You are a video game schizo when it comes to it. Look at how long you've been arguing here, brother. For free. You've been here arguing about this direct for how long? For what? You've been getting your back blown out for how long now at this point? You've been wrong. You've been sitting there assuming. You're just acting really weird, and it's just funny. Everyone's literally just making fun of you. You haven't put together any coherent things outside of I want Mario or I want Smash. That's really all you've put together. You've ignored all my counterpoints because you're angry because you didn't get Mario. I mean, you're just silly, man. So yeah, I'm gonna say that you're a schizo. You're a schizo. Okay, tell me games. How about this? I'll define 5 traits of schizo if you mention something that doesn't have Mario in it. And it's not Animal Crossing. I'll mention, how about that? I'll define the 5 traits if you admit that you were wrong mentioning Mario Maker, and if you admit that you were wrong with that you contradicted your own point. How about that? Will you admit that you're wrong? Say, you know what, OJ, you're here. How about this? Say this. I will define the 5 traits. How about this? You say, OJ, you know what? I was really wrong. I didn't know that Nintendo Switch Sports was a system seller because it sold 18 million. And you know what, OJ? You're right. I contradicted myself when I mentioned Mario Maker when that wasn't really a system seller. I contradicted myself. And you know what? You're right. I kind of just want 3D Mario or Smash. If you just admit all that, I promise you I will define the 5 traits. I promise you. I'll do it. Once you do that, then we can all come clean. So go ahead and do that. No, I want you to do it again. I want you to do it again. I want to see you do it again. And everything that I just said, I want to see you do it again. Asking Smash for Sakurai just made Kirby Air Riders. Oh, they're making Smash. Smash is coming out within the next 2 to 3 years. Smash Brothers is coming out 2 to 3 years. OJ, can you rank the Xenoblade games from your most favorite to least favorite? I have a ranking up, but it's not updated because of X. But I'd probably say my favorite Xenoblade games. Number 1 is like Xenoblade 3. Number 2 is like Xenoblade X. Number 3 is Xenoblade 1 and 2 are probably tied. Like 1 and 2 tied. But I think I like 3 and X the most. Let's see here. Nintendo Switch Sports isn't a major system seller. Okay, so you don't want to admit it. All right, you're not going to admit it. All right, man. Thanks for coming out to the stream. I thought he was going to admit it. I thought we had reached. He said, "Oh, I thought we had reached where he would admit that, and then I would define the 5 traits of a schizophrenic." And he just reverted right back. So I have to time him out now at this point because now he said that he admitted it and then he did it. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Did you play Xenosaga when they came out? Xenosaga, I didn't play it right when they came out, but I played it afterwards. Thanks for coming out, Famby. I appreciate you. That guy was awesome. That guy was so good. So yeah. 18 million sold, bruh. He's wild for that. Yeah, it's all good. It's fun. I think the Nintendo Switch Sports point was a point that he was never gonna bend on that one. He got really upset. He started making every excuse in the book. He says God of War was a system seller because of graphics, even though it sold less than Nintendo Switch Sports. But graphics is what is a system seller, not based off of the sales, based off of graphics. So that one got him flustered. Dude uses Google for his arguments. Can't look up Nintendo Sports sales numbers. He didn't know it beforehand, so I thought it was funny. Why can't other Mario fans chill out? They're making... This guy probably doesn't even play video games, I'll be honest. He probably doesn't even play video games. He probably doesn't even play games, man. To keep it a buck, he probably just goes to work, comes back, watches anime and corn. And that's really what people do. Like a lot of gamers, they just go to work, come back, watch anime and corn, and then maybe play a game, like a big game every now and then. That's all they do. I'm almost convinced that's what most gamers online do. Go to work, come back, watch anime or watch movies or TVs, watch corn, and play a game every now and then. I don't think a lot of these people that are complaining, that are whining and crying, I don't think they actually play games a lot. I really think that's their daily life. I'm almost positive that's their daily life. These Mario suckers should chill. They're getting Mario to Titan soon. Well, yeah, they gotta go to work. Because, I mean, I think people, they work. I don't think that they're just no job. I think that they definitely work. So. You say watch corn? Yes, I said watch corn. Yes, corn. Corn. C-O-R-N. Corn. Now use your imagination. That's disgusting, Anthony. Shut up. Shut up. we'll see Famby back next week. We'll see him back tomorrow. Tomorrow though, guys, we are gonna have an earlier live stream tomorrow. We are gonna have an earlier live stream tomorrow. When it comes to that. So look out for the earlier live stream tomorrow. Also, we just hit, oh man, I just hit the, what's it called? We just hit the 3 hours. So I guess we're gonna have to call it here. We're gonna have to call it here. Shout outs to Famby, man. You helped keep the stream going. And once again, it was good to have somebody that disagreed, because everybody was just agreeing. So it was good to have somebody that disagrees too. It was good because like I saw a lot of his arguments seem like it came from Twitter. But really, it's just Mario. Like, that's all he was really just looking for was Mario. Like I said, his first thing was Mario Maker. I know that's not a system seller, but, you know. He contradicted himself in his first thing. That was hilarious. I'm like, uh-oh, this guy's cooked. And then the March 2018 Nintendo Direct, he said, oh, that was way better. What did it have? It had one game. It had one game that he liked. It had Smash Brothers. That was it. That was it. And the Octo expansion. Splatoon Raiders is a full game. It's not even an expansion. It's a full actual game with co-op multiplayer and that. But I guess that doesn't count, right? That doesn't count for this Direct. It counts for for March 2018, but Splatoon Raiders doesn't count for this one. So that's why I said these people here, man. It's very easy. Very easy. Very fun stream today, guys. All right. So we will see you tomorrow. We've got a heap of videos that you guys can watch, man. We've got so many videos to watch. It's insane how many videos we have to watch here. But remember, we did 2 videos on Xenoblade Genesis within the last day. I talked about the reveal of Xenoblade Genesis. I also talked about Ocarina of Time Switch 2, the remake or reimagining or whatever thingy. So I'm probably going to make another video on that. That one did pretty well, so we're probably going to do another one. I am going to make a video on Fire Emblem, though. So Fire Emblem and Zelda maybe tomorrow, or if not tomorrow, Fire Emblem Zelda. Well, tomorrow's gonna be Fire Emblem. We're just gonna get Fire Emblem. We're gonna get Fire Emblem, but I want to make another Xenoblade video, and I want to make another Zelda video. So I kind of want to just focus in on Xenoblade, Zelda, and Fire Emblem, because there's new information flowing in pretty much every single day. We get new screenshots, we get new information. So I'm gonna be keeping you guys up to date with all of that. All right. So check out my most recent video. We went over new Xenoblade Genesis ties to Xenogears, and new information on the game, who's producing music, all of that. So if you want to know more details, non-spoiler, about Xenoblade Genesis, of course, check out my most recent video. Like I said, I think it's pretty good. I think it was awesome. People are really enjoying it. Over 11,000 views already. So thank you guys so much for watching that video. That video came out, I think, around this morning. It came out. So thank you guys so much for watching that video. So we'll have more tomorrow. Have a nice night, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming out to the stream. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to the Twitch fam. Don't have many there, but I appreciate those who are watching on Twitch. Appreciate that. And we can see you guys for the next one. All right, we'll see you guys for the next one. All right, guys. Peace out. Take it easy.